Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. Shaun Driver, and I'm home, which is a little bit unfortunate. I had an amazing time in the UK. I had an amazing time in Wrexham. I had fun with the kids in London. It was an absolute blast to be there, but I got to experience three pretty amazing games, two late goals, limbs all over the place, and more important, the spirit of Wrexham, which you can talk about and you can watch it on TV and you can see it in Vancouver with the small segment that came over. But I will have to admit that that's a special community and that's full of some special people. And so whether that be Matt who put me up or Welsh Techie with the gift bags, or the people who just recognized me while I was walking around and said hello. The community itself, the servers, it's just the pulse of the town was just warmth and optimism, and even it was an experience. And so hi to everybody. Thanks. We've got Stockport County. It's a massive match, only 6 going on in League One, and this is the tip of the iceberg. There's lots of important games to come, and they will get more important. But this is probably, Northern Border just said it right here. This is the biggest match in my Wrexham watching life since last week at Wycombe. And that's sort of how it's gone. And I think that's exactly how I can say. Brendan, you get to sit in the background for a little bit. I've expressed appreciation, but I will continue to do so. You did an amazing job in my absence, and I am blessed, and we are blessed to have you as part of the community. And so thank you for doing that. How the hell are you, and how have you been, my friend?
I am good. I got to tell you, it was so much fun running it when we could connect with you, and we had like boots on the ground at the location, and we're going live to Shaun, and you were giving us all that feedback. It reminded me of like when I was first starting to watch Wrexham, when I was watching Liam's Robert's videos from in the tech end, and he's showing the pulse of the crowd and everyone jumping around and everything like that. And a lot of your footage was like that, and I really like that perspective. I wish they weren't as difficult as they are with all of that stuff.
And I wish the club would take the initiative and allow for, control it, but deal with the content creators and find a way to promote your product. Because I don't get the idea. It was fun to be there. It was fun to share. I mean, when we had the unfortunate incident happen with the health incident, and for those that you don't have an update, he's in stable condition. His daughter says that she attributes his life being saved to the fans, the stewards, and everybody that was there. And so I just noticed that since changing my camera, you get a little bit of flashback on the Wrexham thing in the background. If anybody's trying to stare at anything, I'm not going to change it. Dave Foster, I'm happy to be back. I'm sad I'm not going to be there. It's an experience, but I think now having been there and felt it, it becomes something special. But going back to that, I was even getting messages from Josh over at the local pundit and messaging with him and chatting with him about things. And I enjoyed being a conduit for the experience, and kind of makes me want to go over there more often, because I think you've got to connect. And Brendan, I'm looking forward to. I know Jason's heading back over there in April. I'm assuming at some point in your radar, at some point in the next little bit, it's there, and I can't wait for the same thing to happen for you. It's warmth everywhere. It's small town, and I should have picked this up. Like, to me, 130,000 people is the population. It fits within for Canadians the size of Kelowna, and I lived in Kamloops, which is 110,000, so not that much smaller. And you look at this large stadium, and you look at the amount of restaurants downtown, and you end up comparing that to what you see, and it just doesn't accord. But it's because of the tourism dollars and everything that's happening. And the mass support that has to happen unilaterally. Like, Kamloops is a hockey town, but we put 4,000 into the junior arena, 5,000, and that's as big as it gets. To have 10, 11, 12, 13,000 show up with regularity and 2,000 to travel to all the away days. Not cheap. The trains, that was the shocker for me. I've taken a lot of trains in the UK, but Saturdays, you want to take the trains over the weekend for football, you are paying a premium, and it's like 150, 200 quid. It's almost cheaper just to rent a car and go. It ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. And so get on that early if you do plan to get over there would be my big thing. Jason says, I just realized I will be at the last game that the temporary cop will be standing. Memories. Jason, I love you. You know this, and we're going to go for drinks and have a chat and all that sort of stuff and talk about town and all that sort of stuff. But I think it's patently unfair that you're back twice in the same season.
Yeah. Dave and family are going to be over there in like a week or so. 2
Dave,
weeks.
awesome. Connect with us and do all that sort of stuff. I will announce, because it's massive, and Welsh Techie, outstanding guy. Ran into him too in Wycombe, just sort of saw him. Lots of texts back and forth. Him and Matt, special people, but Welsh Techie they're having their 100th episode for Eat More Chips podcast. And I'm not certain. I went to YouTube beforehand. I thought we were doing it live, and it's not listed as being live. So I don't know if we're recording it, but watch out for that, because I want to pump that, because it's a special episode. They're going to have special guests in it, and just because of who they are, check out Racecourse Ramble as well. But those two were awesome. Grim, here's my summary of Wrexham, and I want to get into the Stockport game here before we get too far into it, and I can chat about this forever, and I probably should put together a video. Wrexham now has a special place in my heart. It always has as a club or as a team, but when you go there, you see the community, and you see it in absolutely everybody. You just overhear conversations, and it's just positivity. It's excitement. I have been around a lot of northern towns in the UK as a byproduct of my wife being from a northern town in Doncaster, Pitt Town, all the Yorkshire towns, Rotherham, Warrington, Huddersfield, Hull. Where else have I been up there? Tickhill. I mean, Leeds is sort of different, I suppose. Very touristy in Leeds, but Wrexham has a different feel, and I don't know what it was prior to the takeover, but there's a positivity to it. There's a buzz. There's a busyness. You walk through the downtown core, and it's not Spice Central. It's people all over the place enjoying meals, and the Fat Boar, their ribs. As I said before, Brontosaurus rib type slabs of meat. We're proud of our Alberta beef up here in Canada, but I guess they're pork ribs, but nothing compares to the size of things in Canada. I think we usually good with big portions, but that was nuts. So let's talk football, should we, for a bit, and then I'm sure that'll be smattered in between as we go through the whole thing. Tom starts with predictions. Let me just start with this one. I'm going to go 1-1. I don't know if I'll say that because they've made a change, and at least I haven't seen this change. Interestingly, this is Stockport. Horsfall's not in, and he's been, I don't know how long he's been a stalwart in their back line forever, but they've put in Mr. Hills. Bugger. That guy is a shutdown defender better than anyone I've seen in the leagues that Wrexham has played in. And yes, that includes that guy from Mansfield that I've appreciated so much. Yes, that includes everybody on our team. He's on loan from Norwich. He's 24. The kid's a beast, and I don't like him being there. The Welsh Society's having a pub night on the 28th. Writing it down. I'm due for another Welsh night, and I'll have to figure all that out. So run through your stuff. Brendan's got a 2-1 there. Strange Realities, which I think is Aaron. It's been a while since I've seen you guys with your monikers. It's 1-1. 1-0 solid again. If Ogonko makes some impressive saves, I should talk about this. The stats are pretty much even as far as goals for, goals against. They play a different style. They're going to be in possession. We're going to have to counterattack. We'll have to break them down. They've got some impressive players up front that like to can cause a mess of things. Oloafe, he's talented. Wooten, he's a big man on the ball. Think of him as a Palmer with maybe a little bit more bite. Collar's been filling the net. They've got some guys that can score. I like our lineup. I know that there's going to be discussion between Barnett and Longman on the one side. but I like our lineup as it sits right now. I think it's about as good as we could punch out. I know that there's going to be questions about whether Mary could come in and what Rodriguez is doing, but I'm okay with where he sits. Here's the problem that I have, and Brendan doesn't like when I do this because it always ends up becoming a factor in the game. And so, Brendan, maybe plug your ears. Simon Mather, the official, 0.54 pens per game. It is going to be a factor. We have seen him twice. We saw him in the Mansfield game. We saw him in the Shrewsbury game. He gave a pen away in that Shrewsbury game, if you'll recall. And so that being a loss, he also likes his red cards. He's of the officials. There's been 71 officials used in League One so far. Of those officials that have done 2 or more games, he is the second highest for giving out red cards at 0.54. He is the 6th highest for giving out, second at 0.54 for penalties per game. He is 6th for red cards at 0.23. He doesn't give out yellow cards. He's 50th out of 71 per game average on the yellow cards, but he likes his reds and he likes his pens, and I have a feeling he will be a story in this. And so I say 1-1, but if Simon Mather, because they're so tight, is the difference with a red card or a pen, he will decide the game. That's my prediction. I don't like it. Unless it's in our favor, and he stuffed us in Shrewsport. So maybe we're Shrewsbury. So maybe we're due for one. What else can we get into here? Our lineup, Brendan, your thoughts, and I suspect you have something. Longman, Barney, the debate will be there. Marriott or somebody else instead of Rodriguez, the debate will be there. What do you think?
I'm okay with Brunt in there. May give us more offense from bringing it out from the back, as long as McLean's in there to take corners. I mean, for me, I really think you need to have either McLean or TOC in the game. Otherwise, I don't think you can really rely on it. I mean, Rathbone sometimes gives you good stuff, but other than that, I can't trust anybody else on that team to give good service. So, you know, McLean's going to be doing the heavy lifting with that. Then Brent could be in there and carry it out from the back. I think that gives us a different dimension when both he and Max can come forward. So I'm okay with that. You know how I feel about Longman over Barney. I don't agree, but it's not such a drop off that it's hurting the team. So it is what it is.
So the only changes, if we've missed them too, is Revan this is from the last game, is on the bench. O'Connor's out completely in the lineup, and that was to make room for Barney, who wasn't in the lineup for the Wycombe one, at least at the start. And I thought we had Barney come sub in, but maybe I was wrong for that one. But the graphic said that Barney was out from the sub bench, and I didn't double check this because I didn't have time.
Barney's subbing today. Yeah,
but he's subbing in today, and Revan over Mendy, which I think is the right decision. As much as Revan had a crapper a couple of games ago, the Reading one, he's young, he'll figure it out. He's got the talent, and so I say I go with him. I should say this to the crowd that is here: my headset is in the UK somewhere. So not having it here, I've had to change things up. So I'm actually listening to Brendan on the game speaker, and so far we haven't had feedback or reverb or anything across those lines. But if you pick those up, let me know. I've got a backup. I'm just hoping that we don't have to go to it for our purposes. What do we get into with this one?
Can I quickly bring up some of Dave's great graphics?
Yeah, do it.
To chew on there.
Are they Dave's or Andy's?
Andy, sorry. I meant to say Andy. My mind is not as clear as it should be. Right?
John, this feels like our vanilla lineup, but I don't hate it. It's like that's like the perfect summary. Here's a delicious bowl of Chapman's, because it's Canadian. Chapman's ice cream, and you can. It's good. You'll take it, but would I rather have some, butterscotch ripple or some raspberry ripple, as it were? Sure. But I will take my vanilla lineup. I don't know what I would do to change this one. I think if you were to force me and say, Shaun, you've got to take this as your lineup and you have to make one change to this lineup, what are you going to do? It's got to be Marriott for Rodriguez for me. And I'll actually say this, even though it's probably more controversial, is having seen him in person and all that sort of stuff. I think I'd probably take Scar over EOC. And I know Brendan's going to roll his eyes and say, "There's the EOC hate." I want the defense, and Scar, I think, is when he's on is better than that. The problem is he's not in game shape, and so if this was the 20th game of the season, I'd probably make the change. With it being 9 games left, I'm not doing it. So
yeah. I'm also worried about TOC is very commanding out there. I would hate for Scar to come in and then there not be coordination between he and Max. Like
I wanted to bring up, and I took a bunch of screenshots. When I was in the UK, I found a new graphic statistics creator who was doing a bunch of work. And one of the stats that he did was connecting all of the attempted passes of players that were, so it was basically a spray chart. Consider it like baseball, a spray chart of where there was success, what the whether it connected, didn't connect, was intercepted, all those sorts of things. And when you went through the lineup of passing through the players, and this was post the Bolton match, I believe, and TOC was the worst on the club by far. And I didn't see that in person. The biggest thing that I saw in person that I'd never seen on game film, and I actually chatted with Matt at the Racecourse Ramble, was how far back Matt played compared to where McLean was playing. The Longman was playing back compared to where was it McLean for that game? I believe it was McLean. Might have been Barney. They might have been flopped the other side. Wherever it was, Longman was so far back compared to the other winger. And I thought, is that Longman being instructed to do something different because of the speed of the player on the wing? Or was that him being nervous? Was that guided? Was that a mistake? And I think Matt and I both agreed that it was him not trusting the system as much and wanting to check back and make sure he was defensive. But the problem was it was really hurting our offense going forward because he just wasn't getting the ball.
I think the games before that, though, he was way too far forward, never getting back. And Max was put in some really tough positions because he had zero help. We definitely got burnt with Longman being too far forward. So I bet you he got yelled at, and that was correction.
That's maybe the case, because it was the one thing that I really noticed from that game, being the perspective where, we see the game going across the screen all the time, and it was very different having the game coming at me and away from me. Both goals in front of me, though, was absolutely epic. Like the Sam Smith one, then the build up and the header over from Fletcher in the air. Like I will remember the emotion of that ball being up in the bounced off and shot up in the air, and seeing Fletcher there and being like, he's got to go out. He's got to go out. He's got to go out. And then it goes out and it's like, do a thing. And it's just so slow. The whole buildup was just nuts. And so I will remember that feel. And I don't know if I would have got that going crossways, even if I was in the stadium at the time. Holy Andy. That is bold. You know what? I was talking to the guy on the train, and I missed this conversation. When I went down to Wycombe, I had to take a train, and then I had to take a bus. Fortunately, I got to avoid Nottingham, and I didn't have to be around Notts County territory. But when I got on the train in Doncaster, there was a whole bunch of Donny fans going down to Crewe for their match, and I ran into a Stockport County fan who was going down to Bolton for their match. And so I was chatting with him about things. One of the things that we talked about, he didn't really like talking to me, but I kept pressing him because it was fun and he was uncomfortable, and I kept just doing it, as one of those classic fans was, about how hot and cold Stockport County have been in their games. They have thumped some teams, including us last season. We saw it 5-0. They've been on fire and they look like absolute gangbusters. And he was like, when they're on, and they can't be beaten by anybody in the league, including Brum. And when they're off, it is a struggle, and we just pray for a point. And so if his assessment is true, then that 3-1 prediction isn't crazy. You're just going to get a Stockport County off of their game, and hopefully we're able to fill the net. So,
yeah, we just haven't scored 3 in a while. That's the tougher part. Can I just get through a couple of those things that Ian put up there? He has today's games, which are on a limited list. A lot of them are postponed due to call-ups. So the Wrexham Stockport's obviously the big game. The other two that have any bearing on us would be the Charlton versus Peterborough, and potentially, maybe you think Barnsley could go on a heck of a run or something. Other than that, it's teams that are kind of out of it for the most part. The other graphic shows all the big teams and who they have left: Wycombe, Wrexham, and Charlton showing up, Stockport, Huddersfield, and Bolton. This one is a little hard to read in comparison to, let me see, this one here that Andy created. The green ones are basically teams that are going down or likely to go down, so they're easy games. The red games would be the hard games. If you look at that, Wycombe's lined up with, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hard games, and we have Stockport and Charlton really. And then we have 3 easy games. So when you're looking at, if you just focus on Wycombe, we look like we're in really good shape here. Although Stockport's schedule isn't as deadly as Wycombe's. So if we put them away here, that would go a long way. If not, we may have to be more worried about Stockport in a few games than Wycombe after they start getting to the tough part of their schedule.
Well, and the AI, based on prediction run of form over the last 10 games, that has run its schedule, actually has us finishing 3rd behind Charlton.
Oh, really?
And you look at their schedule, it's pretty powder puff, and so they're more the team that I'm concerned about than the others. Wycombe certainly has control of their own destiny, but they've got a hell of a run in. And so I think they've got to lose some points. It's Charlton I'm keeping an eye on. I'm torn. I hate Peterborough fans with a passion, and what they did to poor Josh on their channel, where they actually stole his goal reaction in the cup match and posted it. Rude, but I hate Peterborough fans. And so when they play Charlton in any other team that's near the bottom of the table, and I'm looking at Peterborough, they're in potential relegation zone. They need to scrape together points. So they'll be hungry and they'll be coming after it. But I kind of want to draw, because I want both teams to lose points, because I want Peterborough to fall into League Two, because I hate them that much. And it's counterintuitive to Wrexham's season. It should be go Peterborough, go Posh, yay. But I can't find it in my soul to ever cheer for a result from Peterborough. And so I don't know if that's just me. Current table, Mike Smith asked for that. Do you want to put up the current table?
It is, yeah. By the way, someone was having problems with Paramount. If you go into Paramount early, before they start streaming, you get kind of stuck there. So you actually have to come back out to the main screen and then go back in and select EFL and then the Wrexham game. If you do that, you'll be back in now. They finally started it. So
can I just say, it's even different watching the game, because now I know where the buses park. Right? Like exactly the location, not just generalities. And I know what the walk path is and where the gates are all set up and how the fans are there and where the away buses
I'm weird. I'd like to know what my size is compared to the people playing, so that I could visualize, oh yeah, that's a big guy, that's a small guy.
Yeah. And the thing that the cool part about it is you see who's sort of buddy coming in. Like, I don't know if there's a friendship better on that team than Mo Fall and Arthur Ogonkwo. At least watching those two walking in together and the banter and the ribbing that they went through all the way. And because I got to see them twice, because I changed locations. I was further down, and then I ran into a couple of people who I've met in Vancouver. And so I cycled back and went, and it was where Millie Tipping was. And so I got to listen to her chatting with everybody. And when they came up, they had an extended break up at the top, signing stuff and just the banter about who was better looking and who had better style. And you could tell that they have a special relationship. And I hope long may it continue, because I think Mo Fall is going to be a beast for us, if not next year, the year after. I see him as sort of a Marriott, like just not getting the time on the pitch that Marriott was afforded last season. Jumping into the so 6 games, obviously Charlton being the only one that's really on the table. You look at things, we're going to have one extra game. So let's ratchet up the score. Let's do a 5-0 going the other way. That'd be a lot of fun. We've got if we're going to try and catch, we're 7 goals goal differential is 7. And I can hear them singing, and it's in my ears, and anyways, Charlton is obviously got their match with Posh, and that's the only one that we're counting is 66. When I look at this now, you've got the fall off after 59 points. I cannot see any universe into where we're not in a playoff spot. Knock on the wood if you have to, but man, we would have to have a collapse of epic proportions. So yay for Wrexham, you've secured at least a 25% chance of promotion. And if you take the odds of potentially finishing second, where you're sitting in our position and it's probably a third, you're probably sitting all told at about a 38 to 42% chance, I would assume, if the stats were to run it over the season, of promotion. So you can go out and get that. I just don't see Bolton, Reading, Leyton Orient, when they all play each other, finding enough points to be able to scrape up to secure that spot in 6th place at 61 points. So that's the positive. I don't know what else to talk about here. It's really the Charlton one that's the big game. And if we're able to take Stockport out, they're sitting at 65 points. They're 6 points back. If we're able to take 3 from them, they're 9 points out of the top 3. They're basically just locking themselves in for a playoff spot. And I'll tell you what, if you were to pick a team that I don't want in the playoffs, it's them. And it's just because we seem to have a history and they get riled up for it and jacked up. And I would rather have a lazy game against, and I say that because of rivalry, against, say, a Charlton or a Huddersfield than I would against Stockport County that can be hit or miss. And so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, the teams are out, stepping out onto the pitch. I want to be there. To the comments that were being said about surprised that I came back. Look, my wife is putting on pressure to change my career. And I enjoy finding friendly faces in the crowd. Absolutely. Bolton is 3.66 wins behind us, so we should be good. And that's where I'm at, is I think we're safely in the playoff spot at minimum. Now it's the push. Let's just secure it. I don't want the headache and the stress. My wife would love to be in the UK, and I said this when I went to Wrexham. Her bullet, like, she pulled out the heavy equipment. When I went to Wrexham, she goes, and just remember, love, if we live in the UK, this is how easy it would be for you to get to Wrexham on the weekends.
She knows how to manipulate you.
I was like, that's rude. The reality is I just don't see it on our. I am having a heavy case of FOMO. Back to this career change. Yeah, no, it's not happening. I should know if somebody from work is watching this. They're like, what's he talking about? Looking at career changes to head to the UK. It's not serious. Or is it? Just binge watched 16 episodes of season 1 of Welcome to Wrexham, and it's not over yet. Woody's back on the. Can we show the Charlton score tab up at the same time, please? I don't know if you can set that up, Brendan, in the background or. Yeah,
the score will be up there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And so that's a woman planning on having an affair. No, I don't think so. Dude, I'm not looking for ways to move over there in the next year or two. Man, we're all heading over, right? The stream, I'm getting audio chop. I haven't got video chop, but it is a little bit suspect if you're watching iFollow. It's scrambly in my ears. So, but that's fine. I tend to know. I've watched enough Stockport County that I know who I'm watching, and I know where the threats are. And actually, I should look up, just for my own reference, the leading scorer since Barry's been gone. I mean, he took 15 goals with him. Wooten, Collar, and Olaofe. And I always pronounce his name wrong. I'm going to have to wait for Mark to pronounce it. Olaofe. He's got enough pace and enough press that I think that's going to be probably the key matchup to what's going to happen, is whether we're able to take his speed away. We struggled with that against Wycombe, and they're number 44. And I'm hoping we're able to do better in this one. But we're getting ready. Stockport going to have the ball first, and it looks like they're going left or right. Also interesting to see where the camera bay is. You know, you don't get the reference points, but the camera bay for the cameras is right above Rob and Ryan's box seats on the Macron stand. And I didn't get that it was that close in proximity. But we'd basically be getting their angle if they were there. But here we go. Underway, Stockport County in their blue, going towards the tech end from right to left. They get it back to a die. Wrexham going from left to right on your computer monitor, headed down, and it's just a battle through the air to begin.
Oh my goodness. See that throwdown?
I didn't see anything because
Rathbone ran into one of the defenders and he picks him and throws
Bradley
him.
Hills. Oh, Bradley Hills with the judo throw.
Yeah.
Conley for Wrexham, the right back. That Brad Hills, the guy is a beast. I don't like him being there. He usually plays on the right side, the games that I've seen previously, with Horsfall in the middle. So they've swapped him out, and he's got his first thing. Service into the box early. Still loose, bowing around up there. Squared up, Camps gets it out wide. Toure with it. He's taken on Longman, makes a cross over, 18-yard volleyed. And that's Hills everywhere. Knocked down, offside should be. Oh. It just sucks to start to know the players more because as you start to know them, you know who the threats are, or at least who you think the threats are. My audio is in and out.
You had a slow network a minute or two ago, but you look okay now.
Okay, I can. I'm going to take some time to shut a couple things down on my end just to make sure that we're not causing problems. Charge down. Into it was Rodriguez. So it'll be a throw in from just next to the 18-yard box for Stockport County. Two things while we get ready for this throw in. One, like button is down below. Let the algorithm know that we're here. Obviously, I'm out of sync. Well, I shouldn't be. That's what I tried to avoid. My computer is just not used to running. It's been so long, it's dusty. Throwing down the line. Hills, long throw. Nice by Brunt to be able to clear that, but it's punched back by Hills. And even though he's the center back, why is he so far over on the right-hand side in this normal, comfortable position? Seems to be just everywhere. Ogonko chips it, gets it back underway. There for Smith to try and get out. Couldn't get it. Was held a little bit, but ref lets that go. Smith knocks it down. Rathbone tries to get it back to him and can't. It's eaten up by Pye. How's that one for a good one? That's a handball.
Way too much, Dave.
Yeah, free kick in the corner. Brunt, that was an obvious handball. Reached out and grabbed it. When refreshed, synced again. So maybe it's just a YouTube issue. Always a start. Oh, and I missed something. Dave Foster. You absolute beauty, you. Thank you so much. $20 donation. Massively appreciative. And stay on, Dave. We'll talk at the half about things. As this one under threat here, they were 9 yards away at the edge of the box. 3 minutes and 40 seconds in. Going to be a left-footed in-swinger, dangerous, up into the air. It's there and headed away. That's up. Can Ogonko grab that before it goes out? Well done. Headed straight up in the air for Clueworth, and then Ogonko runs and grabs it now. Wooten. Oh, miss hit. Bugger. Rodriguez able to put the pressure on, knocks it back, and things settle a little bit. Pressure, Dobson, all over Pye. He takes it down to Corey Adai. Former Crawley Town man. Part of their mass clear-out that they had last year. Pye with it. Center back possession, kickabout. This is what this game is going to look like. We knew it. It's scripted. Run with it. And so it looks like Hills is playing on the right-hand side. Connolly's in the middle. Because as I said, why is Hills on the right side so much? And so I'll keep an eye on it, but that's now twice where I've noticed that it's Connolly swapped out. Love that the gang is back together. Brendan did a very good job. It's nice to hear my dulcet tones. Really? One throw. And the second thing to throw out, sponsors, Ultimate Promotions have been there from the start. They paid the money to sponsor so that these could be ad-free. So if you get the opportunity, whether you're looking for badges, you're looking for pins, you're looking for medals, ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz, check them out. Free artwork, free design for whatever you need. Get that stuff done and have a look. We've had one person order from them, 48 years of service. Check them out. If you need pins or badges, and we've got an opportunity to Clueworth, open space. He's got Longman over on the right-hand side, pushes out to him, 8 yards out, back to 18 yards out. Far post, it's there for him. Just can't get to it. We'll take a corner instead. As Noel has to come back with a streaking in McLean and knock that one back under threat, and a good delivery as McLean was swarming, and you could see that. That was like that goal that we saw off of the set piece in Vancouver, Brendan, where you could see McLean coming, and it was almost scripted.
He could put it on point because he had it on his left foot. Yeah.
So Rathbone taking the corners. No TOC today, obviously, going with Brunt. So it'll be.
By the way, I think that's the reason why that opened up is because they couldn't pinch out on our wing backs when Max is bringing it up the middle, and they're not expecting that, right? And you still had two forwards over to the left, so they couldn't double team, and it gave Longman the ball. Where he could do something with it.
Here it is, entry in, close, centered away, banged away in a great clearance by Stockport County, but it's there for Longman to deliver back into the box, headed up, jumped over his back, did Hills to go and get that one over top of Sam Smith, and we've got possession now. Put him on the front foot. Put forward, knocked around. Oh, it was just flicked on by Rodriguez, but couldn't get to McLean. McLean been buzzing, sniffing around. He's got some hunger and some bite in his game today. That's a good sign. I thought we scored each time that we shouted. Sorry, Jay. I'm just enthusiastic today. Does watching play-by-play help barrister training? I don't think so. I think I and awe and struggle all the way through. Maybe some creative analogies. I don't know. Stockport battle through the midfield again. Would like to see a little bit more midfield control as those headers back and forth are staying with the Stockport one too many times, and there's Ogonko coming to clear what was a poor entry into the 18-yard box by Stockport County. Do you find, Brendan, that Ogonko, I mean, his kicking is still suspect, but his control in the box seems to be getting a lot better, correct?
He's being slightly more aggressive. Definitely an improvement. So still a little slow, a little indecisive, but
the jet lag is still real, by the way, in the household. So you will hear the kids running around and screaming in the background as I can hear the youngest going sideways downstairs for something. They're waking up at about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning at the moment. Cambridge up early against Barnsley. That one, Barnsley sitting in 10th, trying to desperately find a way. I mean, they're 10 points out. They've got to get wins, and so that one's harmful for them. I'd say more aggressive. The only thing that I have a concern with is, and this is a problem that we see frequently that arises, is the battle through the midfield where you see the header battles going back and forth. We're not getting enough control of ball in those 50-50 battles in the midfield right now. And so I'd like to see that improve as a statistic, because we can't get on a counterattack and on the front foot if we're not going to eat ball through the middle. And so here's another example of as it goes through and Dobson, but he gets swarmed by 4 people and he's working and he's actually able to hook it on, and Rodriguez able to go forward. So well done by him. And then there's a stumble and a fall. Referee lets play on. And then the referee gives it because Rodriguez delayed the pickup. Chris is back. Come on. Our Swiss friend. How have you been, friend? It's nice to have you here and to see you again, not just because you contribute, but because you contribute. The wit is appreciated. Banged around and chipped out. We'll get a throw in here, 35 yards out. Oh, 10 minutes. I will say it is also nicer to wake up and have the stress hit immediately upon wake up rather than sit there for 6, 8, 10 hours, whatever it is, a night game or an afternoon game. Is EOC just thumps that one out and there's going to be a throw in from about 10 yards out, and having to wait forever until you see a lineup and what's going to happen. And yes, thank you, W&G, for the updates. As always, only 6 games to watch. Also, and maybe inappropriately, is that went out. Well done, mistake, and a giveaway there by Toure, I believe that it was.
Yeah, good pressure.
Yeah, the pressure causes a mistake, and that's what we need more of, is eke out extra possessions against the Stockport County team. Headed out, so we'll be 45 yards away from goal with another. He'll leave it for Clueworth for the throw-in. Clueworth. Do I need to come back in the 75th minute? No, I think this one has in it. That's a yellow card.
No
We
way.
got the boots up. Oof.
He didn't hit him in the head. That's the bad fake, right? Did he? Did he really?
I don't think he got him in the head with the boots, but the fact he put the boots up, studs out like that, trying to get to the ball. I'll tell you what, CONCACAF, that's a yellow. Because we saw that in the Canada-Mexico match. Both Canada and the United States crap in the bed. Frustrating, but that's a conversation for another day. Missed tackle by McLean into the area, 18-yard box. Oloafe scoops and misses to the right-hand side. Can't miss that tackle if you're going to go for it, as he dove and wide open, opened it up, ran in by Noyle, and he scooped it over for Oloafe.
Sci-Fi J worried about your lung health.
If it was to the face, that's red. Like, you know what I mean? You kick a guy in the head, that's a red. But those boots getting up and making any contact, and that's the ref, that's easy yellow, as Kim said, in my eyes. Boots cannot be used as weapons, accidental or not.
Wow, Leroy's going to Bozeman, Montana. Do we have it? You took down the big poster, but was Montana one of the states?
I'd have to check, to be completely fair. I don't think that it was. I think we need Bozeman to be our Montana.
By the way, we added a few while you were
away.
We
had Idaho and Wyoming around it, but I think it was the Dakotas and Montana were the other two sort of north central states that needed to be picked up. Oh, I actually like that tackle. Is the yellow card coming out? It's in his hand, so I'm assuming it's gone out. That's one of those ones where back a decade ago that would have been a fine tackle because it got ball first, right? But now they don't allow those clear out tackles through the backs of the legs, and so Camps gets a yellow card. Brendan puts up the flop sign on that one. I don't think that was a flop. I think he got his value for that yellow.
It's a Stockport player. I'm still saying it.
Welcome, Charles. How are you?
Yeah, he just chopped him down, didn't he? Hey, Dad. But so we added Barbados, which we didn't have a couple weeks ago, and I know Faroe Islands is kind of a territory, but I still added them.
Yeah, add that one for sure. I was talking about that, John, before, repeatedly generation with the cards and pens. Not so much the yellow cards. The yellow cards, he's 50th overall in the league. But as I said before the match, he's got 0.54 pens per game so far this season in League One. It's second highest in the league for people who haven't had just one game. So
we got Lee on the bench. I mean, I like Rathbone's hustle, but
Emmy Davis watches from Western Montana. Have I been to Western Montana? I've been to Eastern Montana. But I don't think I've been to Western Montana because I haven't been to Idaho or Eastern Washington. Won't be going anytime soon.
Yeah. If Idaho takes half of Oregon, what's it going to be called then?
I wanted to come up with. I have no idea. Is that something in the plans?
Yeah, they all voted for it. Most of all the
Oh, fascinating.
the area outside of Portland, everything to the east pretty much wants out. They all voted for it.
See, this is the stuff that I don't like. Is right now this loose ball scramble and oh, come on, that's a flop. No, he didn't give it at first, but because we got possession, he was like, "Now I'm going to give it." What the bloody hell was that? That's not. Come on, that's soft. That is soft. Bradley Hills. I guess he's just toilet paper tough. As the wind blew and he went down, and so now this is 24 yards out. It's going to be bait, master bait, with the left footer. That was just me being formal.
I like the potty
Left
humor.
footed in swinger. It's dangerous. It's there across the face of goal, and Hells can't get to it. This is where I struggle now. The loose balls, get a clear and chip it out. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't you think Arthur should have attacked that more?
I would have liked that. I don't think it should have allowed it to go to the back corner, but
he even sat in net when it was in the far corner. He could have attacked where the ball was going to, like just to close distance, but no.
trouble. Oh, right foot and it blocked by Matty James. That was a dangerous one. If not there, that could have gone. It looked like his foot was under the ball, and I think it would have gone over, but dangerous opportunity. Longman misses with the chip. It's now to Wooten at the edge of the area. He kicks it back out. Collar with it, drops it back. Cross it. Dangerous. It's right there, Wooten. He's going to, he stuffed it. I thought that was a sitter.
How do you miss
11 yards
that?
out, full opportunity, and he muffed the shot and just banged it into Ogonko. Not good. We need to find a way to clear some loose, to get some loose ball and to clear some loose ball. It's just scrambling right now. There are magnets on the boots of the Stockport County players, and all of the loose ball is sticking to them. Did I find the experience of not having replays discombobulating? Yes, and it was frustrating because and the distance, everything that was on the far end, you know, you're guessing as to what happened, and you're kind of screaming at things that you're like, I don't know if that was offside. How the hell am I supposed to know from 80 yards away when I can't see the line, right? But you'd still be booing all the same. See, and the press is on, and now we've got to go back and lose control. And now we've got Ogonko. He's going to be under pressure into the corner and dangerous, and it's just going to be a long ball. And now this is where we've got to find a way to get it. And wow, soft as butter. Give me a replay. Oh,
He backed up and then just went right down.
He had his hands out like this, and Camps walks into the arm and takes the flop. Like, that is soft. Oh, and we've got a sub. So that's Camps who's had to come out. And
That's
so
thanks to the Dobson.
on the left-hand side. One of the three windows now closed for Stockport County. Well, and the too many shots is coming because we're not getting enough possession. Yay! And you can hear the Bronx cheer from the Wrexham fans as they finally give something for the hold there on Rodriguez. If this is going to be the standard for the game, I'm going to call it a 0-0. And I'm going to say that because the ref's just going to take every opportunity away. If it's this soft, there's going to be no opportunity to score because everything should be a foul. Brunt has to go back and clear it out, and it's going to just get out. Stockport have officially been decamped. Toure throws it in, opportunity, and it's cleared back out by Cleworth, and it's going to be Toure again. The color talking about it, Stockport County winning every ball. And that's the concerning part is right now it's midfield. We haven't been able to do anything to test our forwards and to test a die because we're not getting it through our midfield. Every loose ball, every questionable pass is being rescued and saved by the Stockport County midfield that right now is spanking the absolute crap out of us. A tiki-taka combo. McLean, high ball, loose ball, opportunity, pushing the back on Rodriguez, not given. Rodriguez needed to go to the ground to be able to win that. Instead, he just clears it out, and Sam Smith gets the chase on. It is a one-sided rivalry. Sure, we don't like them as we don't like any team in the EFL and in the League One, but it's not the Shrewsbury, Crewe, Chester, closer teams in proximity. But they have a real problem with this. Matty James nicking the ball. Thank you, sir. Good control. Gets it back to Rathbone. Up to Dobson. Matty James. Touch. Maintain. Push forward. And a bad pass by Rathbone given away. But Rathbone tries to get it back. But there's Pye stepping up in front of that one. And again, now Pye left back. And he was already way over on the right-hand side of Connolly playing in the center. So their transitions along the back line, there's a lot of freedom for them to move. They don't maintain their lanes as defined as we do. So many hugs. Our opponents must love us. I mean, I don't like them. Rodriguez screaming for people to come forward and apply a press. So McLean comes up and accommodates. Matty James joins up. So there's the long ball. Can we do something to steal possession away now? With a little bit of a higher press. There's the battle, header, and Rathbone chips it on right to the head of a Stockport player. Dobson gets the rebound, and let's settle it, and let's move. Yeah, I guess we like Britain because they have half our old team. Smith caught, flipped up.
Finally, they got that effort.
No offside given. Mark Griffith saying he thought it was offside. I didn't think it was offside because I thought he'd come back into it before the touch. He may have been on the opposite side of Brad Hills, but I think he was put onside by Pye.
Yeah, the guy that he didn't touch the ball till the guy kicked.
No, I don't think he touched the ball. That could have been a yellow too. And a yellow on Brad Hills would be about the second best thing we could hope for. A red being the only thing better. I'm impressed by this kid. And like you look at him, he look like he's a tank. He's a big, tall, strapping. Like he shouldn't be.
Hey! I don't want to hose you down.
I'm speaking about football prowess.
Is he going to unseat your
Dobson? Oh, he served it up there, and Rodriguez had an opportunity and missed it by a man bun. If he would have unicorned that hair onto the front of his forehead, that would have been a goal. Yeah. Oh.
Is he going to unseat your favorite player from Mansfield?
Mr. Flint? I think he has, to be fair. This is the third game I've seen with him. And there's the control just to get it by Dobson, and then maintains one and then lost control. But he's a confident center back with it at his feet. He controls the air and space for Dobson. All the way forward, long ball. Smith there. What was that? That's a pen.
Not a penalty.
That's a pen.
How's that not a penalty? He grabbed his wrist.
He grabbed his arm and pulled him back. Not given. Rodriguez gets it scored anyway, football gods. You owe us. And what the hell was that? That's one of the more obvious penalties I've seen this season, and maybe even since we've started the watch-alongs. He was in an attacking position with the ball immediately in front of him at his feet, and it's a grab of his right arm to pull him off position and back down to the ground, and not given. And McLean is given chip to the lino while he's over there. That is atrocious.
Out of all the soft bullshit penalties we see, and they something that obvious that everyone in the stadium can see, and they don't call it.
Ricochets around on the corner that goes into the box. It's there for Rathbone. He puts it back up in the air, but Oloafe tries to head at EOC back into the area. Rathbone can't maintain control, and it's back out, and we're going to get it.
That's ours. It went off his head.
Handball is what McLean is screaming for. You know, we talked about the referee's penchants to give away penalties here. McLean is livid on the handball, so let's watch this on the replay.
Yeah, it went right up his arm.
On the hand play.
His pass would have gone back to the middle.
He is being pushed.
It's irrelevant. Your arm doesn't go up over your shoulder.
I get it, but I also, if I was on the flip side, I don't like giving pens on opportunities that have no impact on the game. Now,
the ball was heading back. He headed it back towards his players, and his arm comes up and deflects it out of bounds. It could have gone back. I don't know who was open.
Pen. The lino gives it. The lino gives the pen.
Watch him head backwards, right? It would have come back out to someone.
You're right. It was going to come back. It was coming back into play. McLean had it there. It hit his arm, and it goes the other way.
They already owed us for the other one. I mean, even if you call that one weak.
DeAndre, are you talking about our stream? And if somebody else can tell me if they've got an issue or not, refresh. We've got Sam Smith lining up at the spot. Adai is there. So to give the best, if you don't have the stream happening, the Stockport player's aiming the other way, and he's got his arm up over his shoulder. McLean heads it back to get it in the front of the goal, and it hits his arm and rolls up over his arm and out. And so, to Brendan's point, the reason why you have to call it is because it was up in the air and it was going to go back into play. And so my first take was that there was nothing in the play, so I don't like giving it. Here's the reality, is there was two pens back to back. But certainly there to be given. And so we'll get one pen out of two, put it in and let's go. But it makes you nervous, right? The ref is awful. And I think he'll give one the other way, earliest opportunity he has. So you've got to be able to score it up here. You've got to put this in. And it's not going to be Smith. It's going to be Rodriguez, right-footed, lined up. Open your account, boss. Now's the time. Right-footers. Stopped. Rodriguez scores on the rebound. Rodriguez finally stretches out arm, long body reaches, grabs it, but Rodriguez able to get over there and grab it and puts it in there. And yes, DeAndre, unnatural position, and it affected the play. You've got to give it. So, 1-0. About time. And I'm happy for him. Now open the floodgates. Get your hattie. Let's get greedy. Through the 5-hole, Adai, and it wasn't the most powerful second attempt. He goes right-footed, gets it back, and then with his left, he slams it, and Adai is sitting there with his legs open. Call that 5-hole right through the middle. Bam. Trickles in, low on the net. Celebrate. And right over to the corner where the Wrexham players are warming up, and he's got a big smile on his face now. Let's go. He has going, and so you give him the shot, and hopefully that's a confidence builder. It breaks the ice. right back from Stockport County, bounced around the 18-yard box. They're going to get it all the way back out to Bate, who steps over Matty James. Rodriguez not able to get to it. Dobson all the way over. And there's Hills on his yellow, draws it back, and Bate. Stockport County searching. And I don't know what Rodriguez just did there. He just Tasmanian deviled himself into the pitch, spun around and lost his footing. Had to pick himself up.
It's happened a lot today. The pitch is slick.
Go ahead.
I wonder if the pitch is slick. I see guys going down a lot.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Rodriguez requires medical attention for heart palpitations, potentially. But kudos to him for not getting frustrated. If that would have been me, and I would have been so frustrated. I've been on the yips so bad I can't score, and then I get an opportunity on a pen, and I drive it into the keeper's arms. But he stuck with it and got it through there. I don't talk about hockey because I'm still frustrated. They put up the top 8 as it stands, and we're sitting in second, and there's Hills. See, man, that kid is good.
Look, and then he used his arm to steal the ball from us, and then he flops like that.
Well, I think that was a legitimate tackle. Yellow card for McLean. I mean, he just embarrassed 3 Wrexham players there. Like, you don't like it, but he just danced around 2 and then got wiped out by McLean.
Yeah. McLean said enough of that.
I don't mind hard tackles, especially that's the second really hard tackle on Hills. He's their team right now. He's their team. I'll tell you what I'm doing in the offseason is I'm calling Norwich City, and I'm saying this Brad Hills guy. Mind you, I guess that's Cleworth's position. Can he play on the left side? The problem is us with a 1-0 goal. We tend to end up, how many times have we lost 2-1 or ended up giving up a late goal? We tend to do better when we're sitting 0-0 and scoring late and getting 3 points than 1-0 and holding on. So it is imperative to me, at least, that we go out and we grab a second here. And we're ratcheting up the yellow cards here. Dobson's got one. McLean's got one. Hills has one for them. Treasure Hunter lurking and listening. Do your thing. Happy that you're here. Oh, the heart rate's going. So going to be a free kick from about 5 yards, 27 yards out over on the right-hand side. Hills is frustrated. He's tossing stuff around on the corner. Right-footed. Hills not in there to take it because he had to go off. It's going to go far post. Headed back into the play, into the box. Can we get there? Somebody bounces around, and it's cleared by Longman. Not the most confident of clears, but it gets out to about 35 yards out. Scooped over right-hand side. Left there for Olawafe to go and grab it. Does he save it? He does. McLean bounces off of him. Nice. And it's going to go for a goal kick. Kim, Wrexham doesn't believe in 2-0 leads. And I will say, Brendan, I can hear sometimes that you say something in the background, and I'm not ignoring you intentionally if I'm missing something. It's because it's coming through the speakers that it's a little bit hard to hear.
That's okay. No worries.
McLean not being at all helpful. And so, Gail, if that's what we're going, and he is on a yellow, and we're going to pull out McLean, so then are you going with Revan on that side, or are you going with Barney on that Barney and putting Longman over there? Because that's the combo I'd rather have. I think our best wingback combo is Longman off the wing and Barney on the right.
We were calling for that, you and I, day one of Longman.
Yes. Yeah. Wooten with a nice layoff, and now we've got trouble as they come down the right-hand side. Olawafe, 9 yards out, 8 yards out, looking to take a stab at it. Bruton's got him. Nice block as it comes down, sprays out, and it gets collected by Stockport County. Lots of red jerseys back. Dobson knocks it down, clears it up in the air, and leaves it for Rodriguez to get into the battle. And it's Connolly who goes and grabs it and pushes it forward. Rathbone, running with his hands up to waiting for a call instead of going and challenging the ball. And so Stockport's able to eke out an extra possession, but now Rathbone has it, and he's trampled on, and it's going to go the other way. Stockport County fans immediately up as Hill miffed.
Hey, we can flop on the ground too.
Oh, that was a pretty good performance by Rathbone, to be completely fair.
Yeah.
I missed the comment from Jason. That is the way
It was
that
all
Mac is.
BS. Whip the head back. Got it.
Yes, Northern Border. What are we? 4 goals out? No, more than that. You know what? Let's just put up a 5 spot. Get it close. And we were singing. Oh, man, I miss being in the tech end. But I love all you guys. I've been looking forward to doing this too, but can I do both? Clueworth, nice little maintained possession on. Rodriguez hasn't tried to skimp it on to Smith and lead him over to the right, but Smith was not reading things. And Wooten grabbing the collar, pushing Clueworth down, foul given.
There's little of both. I would have let it go.
Andy, it's one of those things, and to Jason Smith's point, it's where you want McLean to be, is right on that edge. He's best when he's walking that fine line, when he Brad Marchand's the hell out of it, and that's his game. And when he's best, when he crosses it, it really hurts. But it's nice pass by Dobson up to Clueworth. Cross, dangerous, headed away, going to be there for McLean. He's got some space, settles it down. Does he chip it? No, he draws it back. 10 yards out, 12 yards out, 17 yards out. Goes to Rathbone now and across the face of goal over to Dobson. Dobson, right-hand side. Longman just inside the area, taking on his man. Goes the left foot too far. Yeah, he scooped that one. He knew what he was trying to do was to get it to his left foot for the smash, and he just pushed it like an extra 6 feet, and Longman runs out on the challenge, and he ekes out an extra possession due to the hard work. Well done. This is the stuff I like to see. Effort earning extra possessions. But yeah, the danger with McLean is when he's walking that fine line is does he cross over? And with a guy who likes to give out his yellows and his reds, this is maybe a game where you end up looking at Robson and Rodriguez. He has to be the strongest man on the planet because his ability to walk over center backs is...
People just fly around him.
Like, just bodies everywhere. The bodies. I should put together.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Stockport County flopping to the sound of "and the bodies hit the floor." There's blue jerseys all over the place, laying on the ground. The bodies hit the floor. Later, Santiago. Hope you have a good one. I'm not a singer. Long ball headed down. Tapped away, going to be a throw in at about the 20-yard. Oh, they're going to try and take it at 9, and they're going to let him thrown into the area. Oloafe with it. I feel like I should start writing down every time there's a flop, just write down the time and see if I can put that together afterwards. So the bodies hit I don't know. I got too much time on my hands. Not enough. No. Bait with it. Left-hand side. Pie, Bait, playing catch. Peterborough goes up 1-0 on Charlton. So for Wrexham, that's a good thing. For me, rawr. I don't like it. Arg. I want Posh to suffer. I want them to fall into oblivion. Well done. Nice ball stab forward. Sam Smith holding up for red jerseys. Well done. Turns it back and away we go. Brunt up to McLean. He's going to draw it back. Opportunity on the counterattack slowed down by Sam Smith's possession, but we're going to end up gaining some yardage if we can maintain the ball. Rathbone can't get the header, but Brunt into the battle, and it ends up landing into a Stockport. See, this is those 50-50 battles in the midfield where it just happens to seemingly 9 times out of 10 end up settling onto a Stockport County player. Something's wrong with McLean. Something's got to give. No. Hills blasts blocked by Rathbone. Now, David Wood has body count by Ice-T in my head. It'd make the Stockport fans happy with the Stockport. That's an impressive flop. 39-48. I'm just going to write them all down from here on out. Hills with the finger on the chest on McLean. If he wasn't on a yellow, I'd be giving it. So bait, dangerous spot here again. One of those ones where you can put it right on that far post on an end swinging delivery. Lots of blue jerseys over on that far post, and that's exactly how they're going to serve it up. I just don't like these as a spot. They're always dangerous. So Gonko, you can get to that. And too much on it and goes out. Peterborough can have an exemption today. If I have to. Come on, lads. See this through. Get one before the half. Go in 2-0. Ogonkwo getting us back underway. 41 minutes, 15 seconds is where I'm at with the time. Olawafe trying to maintain control. Brunt leans on him. McLean able to get the steal because of the pressure from Brunt. And here we go the other way. Rathbone over to Dobson. Chips it back to Matty James. Just back with the center backs. And he lobs it forward, trying to get to Smith, but it doesn't get there. And Dobson dodges a high foot. And I don't know why. Yeah, not a yellow because he didn't make contact, but that's a free kick. You can't get the boot up there because Rathbone had to change his trajectory to avoid a boot hitting him in the head. Peterborough. Shaun Green at Peterborough exemption sounds like red green. I'm a man. I can change if I have to, I guess. Back underway with O'Connelly delivery, and he misses that one entirely. I will say this, as I was torn, for those of you that don't know from around the world, Canadians not buying U.S. products in the store. And I went in and I stared at the Stockport or at the Stock Cold Brew coffee because my wife enjoys it. B, I like buying it because it's sort of support the sponsor that supports Wrexham. But it's product of the USA. And so I sat there and was like, can I? But then I was like, if I go to the till with this, I'm going to get looked sideways. Can't do this. And so I ended up putting Stock Cold Brew coffee back on the shelf. Frustrating. So if you're in Canada and you're a Stock Cold Brew coffee drinker, somebody tell me that it's okay. Because if it is, I'll go back and buy it. So we had to get the no-name cold brew. Noyle delivery into the area. Olawafe just missed it with a header, and it was there for Brunt. Whoa, Posh, 2-0 up. All told, this if we could end this after the first half, it's a solid day. For everybody but me. Smith trying to get it from Bate, who had a stumble with only one guy back in both with Smith and Rodriguez. That would have been entertaining, but Bate just does just enough to maintain control, gets it to Connolly over to the right-hand side, and Hills. Delivery wasted right to Ogonkwo's hands. You have to like looking at it when you look at the ball at the. So Crawley and Cambridge getting points, I like that. The better the battle is, and the more teams that are involved at the bottom of the table, probably the better it is because you've got efforts. You've got no easy games. I wouldn't mind Exeter City drawing. I don't want them to fall into the area where they're really worried about relegation, so they're coming out hungry. But I also don't want them really going after it because they can't make the top six. So they can just sit in the middle and hopefully just try to play out the string, maybe get a little selfish because they're trying to show off their own skills rather than what's best for the team. That's the type of stuff that I want. But you look around the table, which we'll get to here momentarily, and it's so far so far, knock on wood and everything around you, it's a good day. It's a good day. Live my life. Would I like a Stoke cold brew care package? I'm wondering, would it be tariffed crossing the border? I don't know. I might have to pay the duties on it anyway. There you go. Shaun, I did pick up 2 on sale the other day as a special secret treat. I needed my Stoke fix. It was almost closing time and a few around. That's what I might have to do. Get there 7 o'clock in the morning, just run in, grab 2, and get to the till really quickly. Rodriguez has hassling Hills, knocks it out. Well done by Rodriguez. I'll take that. Hills grabs it and quick throw in on the other side. Wooten knocks it back, tried to get it there, but disrupted by Matty James. He was trying to right foot it down to himself for a half volley, and Matty James saw it coming and just cleared it away before it got there. Are we getting the throw in? Lionel, you have to call it. Thank you. Kim, I like all the little maple leaves at the grocery store. It is kind of nice having them around. Well, I've heard, and I don't know, that even U.S. performers that have to go back into the U.S. are having to pay tariff on their shirts that they brought with them, their own merchandise. So they're giving them away at the end of the concerts because they're having to pay money at a loss to get it back into the U.S. even though it's their product. So I don't know what's happening with mail delivery stuff. Peterborough with the late playoff push said no one. They're just trying to avoid relegation, which is kind of the frustrating part for me. 5 minutes of added time. That's usually in the first half. You find it being a little bit lighter than it normally would have been. I would have called 5 for the second half, but anyway, we watched. And a mask, so I can't be seen. Ogonkwo, the pitter patter and the run up, right footed, searching for Smith, a little too heavy. It's going to be cleared away by Connolly, who looks back at a die and says, "Why didn't you just come back and get the ball?" Longman trying to get over to the right hand side. He's got 2 men on him, and it gets knocked out, and it bangs off a Longman, goes the other way. I thought that was the right call. Originally, I thought it was okay. Well, we'll take the throw, but the late minute last touch added time was 5 minutes. And yeah, still cold brew coffee is worth the price of admission. Let's just say that. As cold brew coffees go, it's better than anything that Seattle company provides. It's better than any of the no-name stuff I found. The only thing I found better is when we end up making our Tim Hortons pumpkin spice coffee with ice at home. That's pretty magical. Right? Hopefully. On his own, hands everywhere, holding on, kind of flopped and went to ground, trying to draw one after the ball had been there, and the referee not taking that one. Wow, it's that early, is it? I guess the 1 hour later with the time change, we got Molson going and Leafs on TSN. Maple Leafs on one side, Wrexham on the other. That's a solid day. Most important part, Denise, being high in caffeine. Right, John? I would love a 2-0 right before. We've got a minute here before we get to the end of the first half. We've got control of the ball if we're able to maintain it here from the throw-in, but it doesn't look like it. It's going to be headed away. Can Matty James settle it down? He can. Yes. Tries to chinch it forward, and gets stolen off of him. Bait takes it, gets it back, and it's going to be a long forward opportunity for Oloafe against Brunt. You got to call that push. It's going to end up just being goal kick as it goes too far. Oloafe forearms Brunt to the ground and tried to maintain possession, not able to over in the corner. It goes out as that's my youngest screaming in the background. I am not a Leafs fan. I am a fan of watching the Leafs suffer. So long may you make the playoffs, and long may you lose in the first round. Ogonkwo gets us back. I'm assuming the whistle's going to be blowing here shortly. Do we get one last opportunity? Bouncing around in the middle of the pitch. Campoloafe. McLean heads it back. Nobody gains control, and the referee finally says, "That's enough, lads. Let's go to the half." 1-0. Up 1-0. Would like to see some extra goals and get the goal differential. Then you're like every Leafs fan. I'll say this is my controversial point. No Canadian team will win the Stanley Cup for another decade. And I'll say that because Canadian fans don't allow for a full rebuild. And so while the U.S. does its rebuild and recycle with draft picks loading up, and then when they've got a team in front of them loading up front, Canadian fans require their managers to keep them competitive. So we always sit in that 10th to 18th spot. Never good enough to win a cup, but we're always a team that's difficult to play. And that's for everybody in Canada, and it pisses me off. Anyway, that's my hockey rant. Currently 3 points ahead of Wycombe. Need some extra goals. That's what I want. Get greedy with it. Don't just get the 3 points. Let's go after it. Do we bring up the stats here? Is that what you want to bring up first?
On the screen.
Sitting on the screen. 61% to 39% the possession. Expected goals, 0.82 to 0.69. Go back to the open play. Our open play is at 0.00. Everything, our entire XG is from non-penalty and set play and the penalty opportunity. They're sitting at 0.69. All of that from open play. None of that from set play. So that gives you a perspective. Two very different games being played. Set piece versus open play. We got the benefit of, and to be fair, if we wanted to get greedy with it, there should have been probably 2 penalty calls there as we go through it. 2 shots on target, 2 big chances, 1 big chance missed for us. For them, all of that possession leads to 6 total shots, 1 of them on target. Passes, considering their possession sitting at 61%, not a lot of them, 155 passes. Our accurate passes only at 82. That puts us at about on pace for 2/3 of our normal amount of passing. Am I bringing Welshness? Did I do that accidentally? Charlton losing is great, but I'll be more concerned with Wycombe goal differential. And yes, JJ Rule, I'm exactly with it. And I'll get back to Mole here. What's our thoughts about promotion and relegation here in the U.S.? And we'll chat about that in a second. Going through the rest of the total shots, as I kind of already went through that. Total touches inside the box, one of the numbers that I consider important, 13-8 in favor of Stockport County, as both passes, accurate passes, those in their own half and in the opposition half. Somewhat of a concern. When a team has more passing in the opposition half than their own half, that's not just a measure of possession, but that's also a measure of control of the game. If we're going to take this and see this home, we've got to get more opportunities. And really, we've had a couple of big chances. They're there to counter punch. We've demonstrated that, but we've got to get a little bit more midfield control. Brendan, if that's the stats, why don't you do me the favor to summarize what you thought that first half looked like?
I thought we had probably the most consistent effort in a while, not up and down, starting strong, falling off or back and forth. Played strong the whole time. I think you pointed out all the crucial stuff when we're not doing well in the midfield and the passes don't come well out nice from the back to the midfield. We have no chance of getting anything going. A lot of hoofball, but once we can get it down in their end out on the wings and let our guys, rush forward, then we start looking like a different team. So liked what I saw. Yeah, no,
I don't like the midfield is just the only thing that if I am Parky and I'm in the room looking for something to kind of lean on the guys and say, you got to pick this up, it's just we're not securing enough control through the middle of the pitch for me. So we'll see how that goes. JB Mull asks, what's the thoughts about promotion and relegation in the U.S.? It's never going to happen. The guaranteed funds have already been paid for it. It allows for too much disruption. You're talking about an MLS. The USL has done it. That's just advertising and it's a marketing thing. I mean, if you can't get promoted up into the MLS and into the top division, it's just for gamesmanship. right? So the second, third, fourth tier end up having promotion and relegation. To what end? The dream can never be realized. So to me, it's a neutered attempt. It just doesn't speak to me. Is there possible that the Canadian Premier League will join the USL? I can't see it. Their contracts that they have with and the way that they're structured, I can't see them doing the overhaul. Even if this was in non-tariff open borders, the U.S. is our friend territory, which is not the case at the moment. It wouldn't happen because of it at this particular moment in time. But even if it was back to sunny days and rosy ways, I can't. The structure is just too separate and doesn't work. So. Yeah, and I can say this: the one thing that I really like about the CPL is it's got its proven track record of being able to develop some young players, and that's something that Canada has sorely lacked. We've had to continually ship elsewhere, and now we've given added opportunity, and it's sort of where I'm at. Rotherham never plays on fire. Yes, Wycombe should have lost to Rotherham earlier this week. That would have been wonderful. Didn't happen, man. I don't know if you can hear the thumping in the rage in the background. What do you follow the MLS, Brendan, at all, or the USL?
No, I used to. I mean, I'm pretty close to the New England Revolution, distance-wise, like 25 minutes. So you can go see those games, and I have friends that do. Yeah. I didn't like how often players got swapped out. Didn't really allow me to feel like I was invested in the team. You know what I mean? That's why I think I grabbed on to Wrexham so much, because the documentary at least made me feel connected to all the people in Wrexham, all the fans, and Mark Griffiths and everyone else. So even as players got rotated out of the team, I still felt connected to them. So
yeah, no, it's Jason Smith will know this. The Whitecaps are having themselves a hell of a season right now. I mean, they've played weaker teams, but they're undefeated for the first time in history. They're the first time a Canadian squad has ever made the quarterfinals of the CONCACAF Nations League. So they'll be taking on another Mexican squad, I believe, UNAM. But just the fact that they've made it through 2 rounds is impressive. And there's Jason just saying, need to come with me to a Wrexham game. Let me know and I'll grab a ticket. Yeah, and it's I enjoy going just for the entertainment, I guess, but it's just not the same to me. I actually prefer going and watching Vancouver FC, who plays in the second tier out in Langley. But I feel like I might have to go if they continue to win, because they're sort of carrying the banner for the first time ever in MLS, which for a team we're a poor team, a low. I guess we're up for sale, but we're a low spending team. We don't have the Messis and the big names like LAFC has, and the people who played for Beckham and all that sort of stuff. We've just sort of grinded out with young players and a couple of old cagey veterans. But it seems to be potentially that they're in the right mix. Don't go losing to Panama. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Canada's performance against Mexico and the missed penalty on that one, although it didn't matter because that second goal that they scored was an absolute cracker. Panama wiping out the U.S. So I was hoping for Canada and the U.S. to be able to play in a match that mattered. Now they've got a third place game, and I don't think that either squad will be putting their best team out there. I think both squads will be cap tying some players for the World Cup and using it strategically. So whoever wins that, I mean, if Canada wins it, I'll still rub it in. If we lose that, I'll just point to it doesn't really matter. But, yeah,
it's win-win for you.
It's win-win. Well, and win-win for the U.S. I'd be saying the same thing. If the USA loses it, okay, we cap tied 4 players, and we still beat you. So it doesn't. The game's now a nothing burger, which is somewhat sad and frustrating given the times. Both teams played like crap. By
the way, I watched that Wycombe game. Rotherham looked really good for the majority of the game until they didn't, and then they just fell apart.
Yeah.
And I mean, scored that goal, and I was like, "No way! Wrexham's going to do it. We're destined." And then all of a sudden, they just fell apart.
I mean, it's Lincoln City, not the toughest game in the universe, right? Lincoln City, who's sitting in 12th, and so that's tough, but not godly. I'm going through Wycombe's schedule here, and then they've got I've gone the wrong way. Shrewsbury, bottom of the table, but then they get into the meat of it. Reading, who's I think they're in 10th right now. Huddersfield, who's up in a playoff spot. Stevenage just has always lived sort of mid-table.
Yeah.
And they're sitting at 13th. So another tough game. The thing about those games that make me nervous at the end of the season is you almost don't want to play a bottom of the table team that's fighting for relegation because they're fighting to save their lives. Where when you've got those teams that are sitting in 12th to 17th who have nothing to play for, they're not going to make the top 6. They're not going to fall down into relegation.
Well, the playoffs are still wide open. That's 6 spots wide open for about 5 teams. So.
Yeah, but do you really think that by the time we get to April 12th that Stevenage is going to be into it? I don't know. Bolton is. Once their last 4 for their run-in, Bolton's into it. Charlton's into it. Leyton Orient in 9th will probably still be around, I think, at that point in time. And then Stockport, their last 4 is just, or 4 is just nutty. But they still have 3 sort of somewhat tough, but not crazy. But their schedule is certainly much harder than Wrexham's, much harder than Wrexham's, and so that's I suppose where it's at. Didn't know Poku was back in the posh lineup. Poku, if you missed it, he was leading scorer up there with Barry for the longest time.
Yeah, part of their slides due to him not being there. That's for sure.
So, in comment from Kim, let's chat this one because it's if Stockport manages to lose it today, does it all but end their automatic promotion chances? So let's call it out. They'll have 8 games left, maximum number of 24 points. They'll be sitting 9 points back from second place.
3 wins out of 8 games that you have to make up.
And so they've got to pass, and you've got to make up those points. Plus, you've got to pass Charlton and Wycombe. And whatever they're running they're having, especially with Charlton. I mean, they've got points in, is it 5 in a row or 6 in a row for Charlton? I mean, they've been on fire and something to be concerned about. That game, I hope that penalty at the end of the game in Charlton doesn't come back to bite us in the butt when we look at it. But they're in trouble today. But prior to today, they beat Wigan 2-1. They beat Crawley 1-0. They drew Stockport 0-0. They beat Leyton Orient 2-1. They beat Exeter City, and then they lost to Brum before they had their win at home against Peterborough. So really, you go back to January 21st. And since January 21st, they have had 1 loss. That against Brum on February 15th. That's a hell of a run. And to be fair, Charlton did this last year, right? They weren't not as far down when they started their run, but they went on an ungodly throttle everybody towards the end of the season to try and get their way in, which is why Charlton was high up on the predictions at the start of the year, because people thought, oh, it'll continue into this year and they're going to start out like gangbusters. They've sort of been up and down. They're running Huddersfield on Saturday, Mansfield Town next Tuesday, Lincoln City next Saturday, then Cambridge United, Northampton, and then they go Wycombe, us, and Burton. So not the easiest schedule. It'll be interesting to see where Cambridge United and Northampton is at that point in time, because those could be still 2 teams bottom of the table, but scrambling. And those bottom of the table teams are going to be a struggle. Woody, what do you think Charlton, is it Charlton we're worried about or Wycombe?
For me, I mean, Wycombe's closer in points right now, and that's, more concerning. I want the automatic, right? Like, I'd be worried about Charlton if we end up in playoffs with them, but if we can win this game here, we could still lose to Charlton and be okay, presuming you just, you play well and get points off of the teams we should get points off of. So
yeah, and I'm with you there. Woody Windsor saying Macca should be subbed at half. I agree. I like halftime subs because you don't use the window and you've got the players there. Burn it off. Get Longman over on the left-hand side. Barney comes in for McLean, and he goes over to his normal position on the right.
What about Dobson? I mean, Dobson has one too. What do you? I mean,
no, I think you have to leave him in.
If you're concerned about is being a man down, Mac has had yellows and not got early and still not got the second one. He's been very disciplined this year. So has Dobson. So that's something that doesn't get talked about, but they haven't been giving away a ton this year when it comes to cards. So
the players are back out here, so we're going to get underway shortly here. Mike Smith saying, I hate losing to Panama. My wife is from Panama, and I never hear the end of it. Definitely true. Charlton before the start of the game. Wycombe probably now. You know what? That's a fair comment, Kim. The loss to Peterborough, should it finalize and play out like this, definitely puts a heavy thump into the Charlton run. We'll see. That game, I think, is going to be exceptionally important. Us and them at the end is Macca making his way out onto the pitch, and so that answers that question. And Revan in for Macca. I wouldn't put Revan in for Macca. I want Barney and Longman to have their run before I want Revan to come out, because the problem with Revan is when he's on, he's great. When he's off, he's atrocious. And right now, up 1-0, I don't.
Yeah, I'd rather Barney come on and then move Macca to the middle and then put Lee in for him.
Just going back, I saw Andy send a message there with Charlton's season for the whole graphic. If you wanted to grab that, we could always put it up and have a look at it. As you can just see the red and yellow in the middle of the season, and then just the massive stretch of green from December 21st with just 2 losses, Rotherham United and Birmingham City. Andy, thanks for this.
Isn't that a great one? That really highlights how tough of a run Wycombe has.
You're talking that I don't have. Oh, the remaining games of the season there. Yes.
Yeah.
Playoff hunt, 55 points. Remaining games of the season. We're underway. I didn't give the shout out, so I'm at 45 minutes and 10 seconds. Brendan, I'll give you another reminder at 45:30 as we get underway. Is EOC gives the ball away, but Forsey's got cover with Matty James, who went back. It's 3-on-3 over to the left-hand side with Oloafe staring at Wooten, trying to get it past, and it's going to roll out, and I think that should be a corner. It is.
Say when.
Stockport out on the front foot early.
What do you got for time?
45 minutes, 40 seconds. 45 minutes and 45 seconds now. 45 minutes and 50 seconds right now. Right-footed in-swinger coming on. This is the sub that came in late in the half. Max on looking. It's dangerous. Up, headed away. Well done by Jay Rodriguez to get in up and in the air right before the near post, before that got to be any danger. But it's cleared back in. Bate throws it forward. Moxon looking for it again. Far post, headed away. Oloafe goes the wrong way. It's headed away from him. And we're good. Everybody breathe. I just got excited for no reason on that one. Adai all the way out, 40 yards away from his goal, looking to serve this one up. Chips it forward, flicked on by Wooten. And Ogonko collects. Going back to that other Wrexham Dave through the remaining games of the season, and he's got those in the playoff hunt. And that's scary. Like, you look at those at the 55 points plus, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their remaining games are in that territory, where we have 2, and one of them is today. The yellow one or the green ones scare me, and we've got more of those than anyone else, because although we're playing Cambridge and Burton and Bristol, 36 points or less, they've got reasons to fight. They got reasons to get at it. You kind of almost want more yellow, which we have 2. Stockport's got 3, because those are the teams that are lower mid-table and maybe not in the relegation fight and not searching the playoffs. O'Connell, well done there to eke out an extra possession. He's got it up to Rathbone. Rathbone not able to push it forward, so he's going to turn away from Hills. Maintains possession, and away we go. My clock is stopped, says John Olson. I don't
Sorry.
know if you're looking to start at 47 minutes and 40 seconds right now. EOC Moves it up forward to Matty James. Rathbone maintains possession but loses control a bit. It's back to Matty James. He's going to look for the switch potentially. EOC, long ball. Nope, he's going to maintain possession over to Cleworth. That's Moxon who's playing a long way forward as it's a long ball looking for Smith, trying to maintain it in. Maintains it in the area, but he had to run past it into the hoarding, and Stockport's able to grab it, but a bad pass there. And Toure gives it away, and we've got to throw in now 40 yards away from goal, 35 yards away from goal. Cleworth with it, chips it forward. Dobson gets it banged off by Bate. Throw in now at the halfway line. Oh, I'd say that, J-Real, if not for the fact that they can put together a run of 8 wins because they've sort of demonstrated they've got that capacity, right? I think the game against Huddersfield is going to be telling for them, because after that one, then they've got a little bit easier until they get to the Wycombe Wrexham combination at the end of the year. So Brunt just able. Oh, tough tackle allowed. Made contact with the ball and went through the front, I guess is the call there. Sort of looks exactly like the first half, doesn't it, Brendan? It's just we're not winning enough ball in the midfield. And it just seems to, even when we have a kickabout and maintain some possession, it ends up just finding a Stockport boot eventually. And here's an example that Sam Smith able to maintain control. I just assumed that was going to eventually end up on a Stockport boot without any maintained control, but we've got it. Matty James over to Rathbone. Rathbone back to EOC. EOC looking up the pitch, searching for a long ball. He's got Cleworth as an outlet on the right. He uses Cleworth. Cleworth across the halfway line. He's got Longman pointing in front for the pass. Cleworth doesn't give it to him, and instead Longman comes back, collects. Cleworth knocked down, no call. Stockport easy to collect. Dobson scrapping for it, getting loose to Bate. And Stockport finally settles it down. Sometimes teams in the mid-table have players playing for them who want to leave at the end of the season, so they play their best for the other teams to see. Yeah, but the problem with that I see sometimes is sometimes they can get a little bit too selfish, right? And so where you'd end up having a play where really they should be passing it and taking the assist rather than having a crack at goal, everybody tries to be a hero and make hero plays to hit the highlight reel and pad their stats. And so I find that can backfire sometimes too. So I'm okay with those mid-table teams that are truly eliminated on both fronts. Mox a nice little play through 2 players. He's got lots of room to run forward. Rathbone back, interrupts. Well done. Out of nowhere, grabs that. And Dobson now with it. And is that offside? Smith lays up because he suspected he was offside and just let it go to a die. And here comes Stockport County again. Friendly reminder, as Stockport has the ball, if you're looking for pins, hit up the sponsor, badges, medals for competitions, pin trading, whatever it is. Ultimate Promotions, ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz, 48 years of service. They've got your free service and your free artwork. And here comes Stockport County on the right-hand side with, that's not Bate, that's Collar over on the right-hand side. Draws it all the way back to Hills, who's draws it back even further to Bate. A long extended possession on this one is Stockport County. Not happy on the right, going to try the left as they go through Pye. He doesn't like what he sees, so he curls back. Connolly now, middle of the pitch. The chat is dead. Is everybody getting nervous? Just hoping that the clock counts down, or are we hungry for more? Yes, Angel. Smash that like button too. Charlton with 14 shots at Peterborough, only 2 on target. Therein lies the game. And that's going to come back for a corner over on the right-hand side as Bate is going to go overtake it. He's left-footed, so this will be an in-swinger. I should have got coffee at the half because what I need are more jitters. Yes, I'm nervous. Just a little bit. Left-footed in-swinger, far post. Header! Whoa, punched off the crossbar. I don't know if that was targeted and was going to fall in or not. It's going to go for another corner. And I'm not sure if it hit the crossbar after the fist or before. Oh, yeah, he had to make that save. I was looping into the what? I don't know. It would have been close, but it doesn't matter. Ogonko with the right decision. Knocks it out. Left-footed in-swinger coming again. Far post. And then a flop. That was a horrible one. Brad, you've got to make sure there's some actual contact if you're going to flop for the pen.
Especially out where the ref can see you flopping.
You can't just go down half-hearted with a little bit of a wind blowing. I got to blow that one, mark that one down. 53-20 for that. Bodies hit the floor. James looking to find Smith. Not able to get it. It was forwarded up to Oloafe. He's taking on Cleworth. 4 people back. Matty James closing. Oloafe into the area. Left it there, and Matty James settles it down. Longman back to Cleworth, and Cleworth the heavy clear. I don't like this. We're playing in a shell. This is this 1-0 Wrexham stuff that bothers the hell out of me because we end up seeing late goals. And die all the way up into the area, knock down. Yes, settle it down, please. Can we build it? Rathbone, can we build it? Yes, Dobson, he's got Longman running with him. Cleworth running up. This is what I want to see. Maintain possession all the way up to Longman. Smith and Rodriguez with him. Longman leaves his man in the dust. At 20 yards, 18-yard box into the area. Chips it far. McLean with it, left-hand side. Dance, nope, chip, far post. Going to go to Longman. Can't get the header, though. And now can it get settled down? And it does by Dobson. And we've got the Lino calling an offside. How do I recap the goal? How did it look? It was a penalty, Alex. Let's go to the penalty and what it was. There should have been one. The more obvious penalty was the one that wasn't given, where Smith was grabbed by the arm and reefed to the ground, and they didn't give it. On the penalty that was called, it was Toure, I believe, was the defender who got back. Whoever it was, in any event, got his arm in an unnatural position. McLean able to head it back, and it hits his arm as it was going back on the cutback pass. And because of that, it goes out for a corner, and the referees end up saying, after the Lino called it, that's a pen. Then it's Rodriguez who took it. So a little bit to my surprise, I thought you'd go with Smith, who was the hotter player, but when I guess you're getting a player off the schneid, you leave it to Rodriguez, and it was saved. He went left-hand side. Adai jumps over, gets low with his extended right arm, knocks it out, and from there, cross into the box, dangerous. Adai grabs it, as it couldn't get to Smith or to Rodriguez just a little bit too far. But off the save, Rodriguez chases it down and left foot it puts it 5-hole right between the legs of Adai. Not the hardest strike, but perfectly placed. And is O'Connell getting a yellow for that? I mean, that was a foul. Wrexham doesn't know 2-0 games. So Oloafe has it. And I mean, that's a foul, but there's nothing egregious into that gets a yellow card. He put the boot in, he got ball, and he got a little bit of player, and the player went over. One could argue that tackle that was earlier made that was on Rathbone, I think it was more forceful and more egregious than that one. You've got to let them play the stab at the ball if they're not making contact. Trouble. Dobson, well done, gets his arm out of the way, knocks that one down, gets the replay back from Matty James and clears it up to the center. I just don't like the number of touches in the box at the moment as Hills gets it over. Like, this is starting to smell like a tie game is coming, and I don't like that. Time for a Rodriguez brace. I will take a brace by anyone. I will take a Cleworth brace. Hell, I will take a Howard coming in as a substitute for Ogonko and getting the brace. That's not going to happen. But here they come again. Stockport County. Hills, free reign to run all the way up to 35 yards before he lays it off for Noyle. Noyle gets it to bait. Center back all the way now forward up to 40 yards. It's Connolly moves it forward. Rathbone gets it. It's going to go out. Blackpool goes up 2-0 on Northampton. Thrown in. No challenge on the throw in. Noyle just allowed to take it, throws it in, recollects it, crosses there. Ogonko is going to come out and collect that one. And he gets flipped. Wooten. Cleworth had Wooten all tied up. Ogonko went to go and collect it, and Wooten comes down and undercuts Ogonko. And actually, I don't know if I can fault him for it because I thought that Cleworth was getting a little handsy in the defense there. And I don't think it was intentional by Wooten, but let's have a look at it. Wooten grabbed.
No, he spun and kicked his leg out.
He spun. If it wasn't for the leg being kicked out, I would have said that may have been accidental. But why? And Mark just talking about that. Wooten knows that Ogonko was there coming in the air, and he allows that kick to go up. Not speaking it into existence. It's not happening, right, Bryn? Ogonko has it. 58th minute. We know this much. We're 7 minutes away from subs. Elliot Lee coming in and Fletcher, I imagine. And given the balance of play and where we're at right now, I'd be happy with a sub. Here's an opportunity. Rathbone sort of against the rub of the play, up against Hills, tries the flop, goes to the ground, doesn't get it. And the long run, surging run by Noyle, but he ends up losing possession of the ball. Rathbone with it. Can he maintain control? Yes, he gets it over to McLean, who scoops it up over and far down. And now we're into time wasting at 58th minute. That's the definition of a time wasting play, is just punting it into the corner. Don't like this.
Problem is what are you going to do there if there's nobody forward and there's a lot of guys around you, right? Like, you don't want to play dangerous in your back end. Why not just dump it and then address it?
Yeah, I get that too. I just would have liked to have seen give it something to Smith to run into. Because there's a misplayed pass there by Stockport and giving up permission.
Just make them beat you. You don't beat yourself. You know, you beat yourself if you try to get tricky in the back under pressure.
Subscribe button is there. Feel free if you're watching. Was going to say if you're over on Twitter. Obviously, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I've decided to thumb that one off. Thank you, Elon Musk. You'll find me on Blue Sky if you're looking. But if you're watching on Twitch, make your way over to YouTube. Do your thing. And if you're here and you're just lurking in the background, hit the subscribe button so you can take part in the conversation. The toque is behind me. Do I need the toque? Do I put the poll? I'll put the poll out there. Start a poll. Do I need the toque? No. Save the magic? Yes. It's time. Start the poll. There you go. 60th minute, 30 minutes plus added time. Still lots of time in this one as Stockport has control 35 yards out. This one's going through Collar over on the middle of the pitch. He's running at Dobson. Dobson knocks it loose. Rathbone comes and collects, and that's well done defensively. Leaves it for Smith. He's being grabbed and held and loses possession. Thought there could have been potentially a foul there, holding him off enough that he couldn't get enough on it. But as it is, it's bait over to Hills, and over it comes on the other side. Whoa, gifts.
From Dave. Nice. Thanks, Dave. That was nice.
Memberships. Appreciate that. Subscribe button below. Membership buttons below. Massively appreciated. That's Chris and Dave and the other Dave all stepping up today. Much appreciated. Noyle.
Yeah, Shaun, you missed it. I used the toque in like less than 30 seconds. We scored.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's how it happens. Wow, interesting. I think the magic is up 77%.
Yeah. What was that?
And the poll's sitting at 77% to save the magic. So I have it in arm's reach. It is right here. Sitting on the
Remember,
keyboard.
Shaun, though, in that Wycombe game, you had one beer at halftime, and I said that we needed a beer for every goal.
Every goal that I scored. So what you're saying is that I need to wake up not just at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, but I also need to crack a beer. Or 3.
Yeah. If we want to get back on goal difference, yes.
Always, Clark. Brunt on the run forward. Is that offside? It might have just been forward, but Sam Smith with an opportunity. Oh, just saved by a dying scoops there. And it's grabbed forward and passed back by Connolly over to a die.
Wow, they were pulling his shorts.
He was onside because they were holding him back. Message delivered. Salty saying thanks to you, Dave. Appreciate that. Alex says I finished my second coffee. See, that's what I didn't do, is I didn't go down to the half and grab a coffee. It's throwing me off. Stockport County giving it away there. Longman grabs it, gets it to Matty James. He's searching up to Rathbone. Rathbone, couldn't get it past Hills. I hate you, Hills. I hate you. But I would sign you in the offseason.
I'll be back in just a second, Shaun.
Sorry? Yeah. Playing the replay, Sam Smith with it, has the opportunity, left-footed, and he just needed to get it up a little bit. Goes to the right-hand side low, and Adai able to go and get that. Smith tries to knock that one down, but Hills grabs it just across the halfway line. Debate. Rathbone's working hard. I'm leaving Rathbone in. I think Dobson's Lee for Dobson and Fletcher coming in. Would you bring in Scar late? You've got two center backs on yellows. Would you do that? Something to think about. Oh, no, we only have one. Sorry, O'Connell. O'Connell's on yellow. McLean, O'Connell, Dobson all sitting on yellow. I will not be doing the Clamato thing in Wrexham. That's all me. Why not? It's at Sainsbury's for a reason. Always do the Caesar. Rathbone being player of the year. I mean, the player of the year discussion is wide open. Absolutely wide open. Marriott early, scored all the goals, injury stuffs his season. No other forward. Fletcher, can you give a guy who comes out and scores as many late winners as he does, but they're all, he comes in for the last 20 minutes into his word. Rathbone's been exceptional. Dobson, especially early. Cleworth has been sort of an everything man in the back. Sorry? B or Lee early?
Barney early.
Yeah. I mean, if I was to narrow it down, I would probably say Cleworth, Rathbone are the two that I would be splitting my vote between. I like how we're talking about anything other than the game in front of me as they've got the ball, Stockport County, 25 yards out. Hill's looking to get the cross in, gets it over onto the right-hand side. Noyle, he's looking for the cross. He's got Macca on him, draws it back, Bate with it, 25, 30 yards out. He's looking over on the right-hand side saying to Hills or to Noyle, who wants this? Hills comes out and takes it. Rathbone out there, Pitbull trying to get it scooped into the 18-yard box. Ogonko, a little bit slow coming out there. I was like, if that ball didn't carry as far as it did, it was dangerous territory as EOC not able to get there. It had to be all Ogonko. And finally he gets out there and all is good. 66th minute. Where's our subs? Hi, Chris from Singapore and an ex-BC resident. It's an interesting location, the Singapore to BC to Singapore thing. I mean, I have to call it what it is. Mullen just hasn't found his game back and he was given enough opportunity to do it. Is he back into form, and can you put him back in now with 8 games left? I don't think you can. He had his shot. He didn't grab the ball with the opportunity. Cross there, cleared out by EOC. Rathbone pushed in the back, and we'll get a free kick out of that one as Hills taking out Rathbone. Yeah, just undercut. Ouch. And so for me, I just can't see it. So Smith running the sideline, Stockport County subs. This is their second window. So they only have one more window left. Connolly coming off. Connolly, no yellows. And the other one going to be Toure. So that leaves Hills still on a yellow. But I mean, how do you take him off? Barnett and Fletcher coming in. So we'll see who they get. Not yet. Yes, yet. Not yet.
Probably wants to wait a minute or two to get another waste of time.
And Chris, just while you're here, caps are going to end up causing problems with our bot. So sorry that happened to you, and you ended up having a deleted message. But 5 fewer goals than Max this year. Yeah, he's had no bite. Long ball searching over, but Cleworth, nice. I thought that was more dangerous than it was going to be, but it carried too far, and Cleworth able to get it. Nice stab over by Dobson over to Rathbone. He's in space now. He's got McLean over to the left-hand side. That's the easy choice when you're up by a goal. Let everybody set up, and you've got Longman, Rodriguez, and Smith all the way forward, but instead, we're going to pull it back. Brunt up to Dobson. Dobson, EOC, and we're going to build it up through the right-hand side. Cleworth. He's got Longman's mover over to the right. Instead, it comes in, and it's Dobson. He's got Cleworth as an outlet. He goes to Rodriguez, bumps it forward to Smith, back to Rodriguez, 25 yards out, forward to Smith. Hills slips, can't turn it with Smith, and now it's over to.
There's no one else forward. They have two guys by themselves.
Back and forth, Longman with it, 9 yards out, looking for a cross. It's up, it's over far post. McLean! Oh, Rathbone steps in front of McLean, who was also there, and instead he heads it left. We miss. Rathbone was there and had that opportunity. Give me more of this. Like, whatever this was, show me it all the time. Oh, Rathbone, wide open and in space, center of the box. Yeah, Chris, like I said, heartbroken. And I've said that before, and I wish for a better fate for Mullen is going up a level. I don't know. Can he find it? Maybe he can. But it looks like Barney came in. McLean went out. McLean gave the armband to Barney. Barney ran it to Matty James. Matty James just kind of looked at it and went, why do I have it? Did Fletcher come off? No. So it's Rodriguez and Longman coming off. Interesting decision. So to your point, Brendan, they're going to leave McLean out there and put their trust in him. Barney on the right, then McLean on the left. The fastest you've heard.
To be fair, this is probably a better defensive squad that's out there now, right? The best.
I'll give it that. I'll give it that for sure.
I mean, keeping Dobson on, keeping McLean on for defense, and tell them don't take anyone out.
Yeah. We got a player down. I missed what was happening. I was looking at the chat. And so this is Brunt who's down, and this is a head collision.
Was it a head-to-head or an elbow-to-head?
I didn't.
Head-to-head,
I didn't
I
see
think.
it. I was down looking at the chat. So here's the replay. Oluwafe goes up. And, yeah, it's head-to-head, and you can't fault Oluwafe. That was Brunt was going for the header, and as he followed through,
I didn't think it was a foul.
Yeah. Brent saying McLean is having a good night. I want them there full time. And yeah, I can take it. I just liked, given the referee and his penchants to give out red cards. Nice pass. Smith going to get it onside over into the corner, 70th minute. So he's not going to just dance on the corner flag, is he? Right now he's waiting for support to come up and get there, and it's knocked out, and we should get a throw. Oh, interesting.
Wow.
That went through the legs of Smith, but he said must have saying it was hit his body. Rock checking in. It's been a while, long time. I don't know why it ended up filtering that one out, but I'm sorry. And thanks, Denise. And Deandra for the compliments. This one far left, dangerous opportunity. Brunt able to shut it down. 5 players moving forward. Is scooped all the way over. McLean's got to step out into the new substitute there. That's Fevrier into the area. Right footed. Oh, just missed by a foot on the left-hand side. Yikes. Fevrier just had McLean in front of him, goes left to right, and my connection all went weird. I'm at 71 minute 38 seconds as I had a weird reload there. 71:45 is man, that one didn't miss by much. To be fair, I think that Ogonko had it covered. It just missed his fingertips, and I think if it had been on target, he would have had it with the right hand. I mean, dangerous with the rebound given his position. Oh, that's a wake up. Free kick halfway for Stockport. 18 minutes plus added time. I would love to see extra goals for us, 1 or 2. Looks like I gained some great accents on the trip. Was it the matches or traveling with the kids? To be fair, the kids were ace, even after that cancellation. It's traveling probably, what was it, 22 hours turned to travel into instead of 10. Push in the back, free kick wanted, not given. Instead, it's pushed forward, and Oluwafe's got it. Fevrier coming forward. It's cleared away, given away, and backheeled, and they've maintained possession. Swung it out over to the left-hand side as Moxon gets it over to the left. Opportunity on Barney, dancing 18-yard box, looking for the cross. Barney gives way, and that's weak. Dobson reaching in, thought he got the ball. Not much in that challenge, but opportunity to go to ground, so they go to the ground. So
Lee's going to come on.
I definitely lost. Yeah, that was a foul. I'll give that as I watched the replay. 73-30 coming up here. Not available yet, Alex. They're still looking for a domestic producer to end up making it. So even though it's Wrexham Lager, same recipe, it's made in Australia and in the US locally with the Wrexham recipe. So they're still looking, is my understanding. Right-footed in-swinger, going to be 22 yards out. Dangerous opportunity, drilled low and headed away. Well done. Who was that? Matty James?
I think so, yeah.
Low header, full charge off the top of the dome. And here's another opportunity, though. Bate, 22 yards out. He's got Dobson on him. McLean gets it over to Fevrier. He's got two men on him. Stabs, left footer in the area, down low. Skips by three players. Whew. It'll head on out. I can't cross the border. Well, I guess I can if I don't take my phone. They're now checking phones, and because I've got work email on it, and I've got privileged content, I can't take it across the border because I can't trust that it's not going to get scanned. So I'd have to find a burner phone even if I wanted to go. And I'm probably good with waiting until the tariffs are done. Peterborough up 3-0. I go to Boston. Boston talk is doing all of its magic. That's probably the only place I'd go. Lee coming in. Dobson going out. 75th minute. We've still got a window left. So do they. If Dobson is hurting that bad, he should go down. He's off. He's got his ice pack. He's going to throw it on the thigh. And Ogonko. All the way forward. Fletcher ripped to the ground there by Hills. No call. Matty James gets it all the way wide to McLean. Can he keep it in bounds? He can. He's got Fevrier on him over on the left-hand side. McLean, 25 yards out, draws it back to Lee, and we're going to just maintain possession, and I am okay with this. Rockman celebrating. Lee making his way back onto the pitch, hopefully able to add some extra control as Kluwerth maintains possession, gets it, long ball, searching. Hills left it, a little bit dangerous, but Noyle able to knock it down, and they give it away. Pressure. And was that Elliot Lee with the pressure? 3-0 now. 3-0 now. Mike? 1-0 here, 14 minutes. The Stockport fans are quiet, nervous. You can see them. Arms crossed. They're at their side. Silence. Football in a library. Barnett battling, can't get to it, and it's cleared away. Stockport County. Rathbone goes to ground. Kluwerth challenges, tries to get forward, can't do it, maintains, bounces around, gets it back. And I end up having to go to my phone as I'm losing my coverage as it's going all the way forward. Oluwafe's got to step on Brunt into the area. 18-yard box, has to curl back, leaves it there. Fevrier up into he's himself, 18 area, 7, left-footed. I'm getting so nervous I can't even speak. Camp over to Fevrier. Attacking, knocks it in, loses control. Brunt able to clear and just thumps it down, tries to get it to Fletcher, and there's a handball. Whoopsies. And Fletcher says, how am I supposed to? I tried to jump and he's holding me down. I get my hand free because he holds it down and I end up punching the ball. Not my fault. I don't know if I buy it. Let's see. Jumps up. A little bit of gamesmanship there by Fletcher. Wraps his arm over top and then jumps up and complains after he touches the ball, but I'll take it. Slow it down a little bit. Anyway, free kick comes forward. Nothing out of it, and Ogonko has it. Brunt's pace is underappreciated. Absolutely. And I like his ability to intercept. I mean, it comes with 95% of the time he makes the right decision. So you allow him to do it because he's able to eke out extra possession. It's just those 5% that you end up having those heart attack moments. Is Fletcher flicks it on for Smith, not able to get to it. And it's now Diamond who's made his way onto the pitch. He's lots of minutes for him, so still a capable defender, midfielder in the back, now covering as they move all the way forward, 35 yards, 18 yards. Fevrier with it, right-hand side, left-footed cross into the box, flicked on by Oluwafe and cleared.
That's two good positionings by EOC to intercept developing plays. Well,
yeah, I'm okay with him. I think EOC's great at his caller coming out. Is there a sub here? Certainly taking his time. I'm okay with that. Is 12 minutes before, and that looks like that's the end of the Stockport substitutions. That's all three.
If he has to run or range a long way, then we're in trouble. But he can get position and command well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. His stay-at-home prowess, I'm there for him. And on balls coming in, whether they're headed away or have to be cleared away with the feet when they're in his vicinity, I'm okay with it. With him in open play, trying to do a tackle or
that's a mess.
I'm not okay, which is somewhat different than what Brunt's talent is. There's a nice little interplay there between Lee and Rathbone. And surges forward, gets hauled down, and the referee. Yellow card. Hill is off.
He's gone.
And Sam Smith giving him the lip. Hill's with the unnecessary pressure on Rathbone. And look at Sam Smith.
See you later.
Giving him the beats. I don't know if that was enough for a yellow, to be fair, but he asked the question. Rathbone beats him, gets past him on the left-hand side. Watch, stabs it. And
He didn't play the ball. He just reached out.
You have to call that. I take that back. He clearly stuck the heels down and tripped them up. Double yellow card. Take the red. See you later. You know what Stockport's going to be crying about? Read the Twitter. The Twitter's going to be all over it. Referee buying Hollywood FC, the top of the table.
Yeah, well, don't give the referee an opportunity to do that with the
to do that. That's exactly it.
You don't do that when you have a yellow. McLean hasn't taken anyone out since the yellow. Don't give him a chance, ref.
Add a couple. And you see that now from let's get that goal difference up, says Adam Cruz. I'm all for it. Get one right here. Break their souls, right? Long, right-footed outswinger. Well, not really outswinger because it's not direct, and it's Cluworth puts it towards a die, but nobody there to really chase it down. Fletcher says, go along the line. You didn't have to go towards a die. Extra man, soft pass over to the right-hand side, spun him around. Now, if you are McLean or you are O'Connell, you are playing extra soft here, as there's going to be a yellow card on Sam Smith. 81st minute, I can see a late sub coming, at least just to kill a little bit more time off the clock. Marriott for Smith, especially with him on a yellow now, it makes it more likely to come out. Last 10 minutes, a man down. You know Stockport's still going to be coming. And I just don't trust the ref to make an equalization, like a late pen call, because he's now got a red. He's given the other team a penalty, so now he's got to go soft and give something up. And well done saving that one, but was that Dobson or Rathbone? Dobson went out, so that's Rathbone. Nice little play over on the right-hand side, stealing the ball, maintaining possession, and now Lee's got it, and he gets over to Fletcher. A little bit too far and too heavy, and it's going to come over. And is that Diamond? Noyle with it, moves it forward. Gets it forward to Bailey, who's come on as the late sub. Now it's over onto the left-hand side. Diamond, Barnett, Diamond. Rathbone coming over to the help out. Drops it on back. Over to the right-hand side. Fevrier able to get him. McLean comes out and takes him on loop around play. You can see this coming all the way over. Flipped up, blocked. Well done by Lewis Brunt to get over that and block it, but they grab it. Man, it is really slippery because there are people bailing all over the place, and somebody just went down.
He got kicked in just below the knee. That's pretty bad. Hope he's okay.
It was a slip, fall, and a tangle of legs, and he might be okay as he just took a slap in the butt from Fletcher. Oh, yeah, he just got clattered into his... It is teaming it down. Rathbone running off, so we're going to go. Does he have to run off? No, he got himself up in time, didn't he?
No, he's good.
He's good. Is it raining? Oh, it is raining. It is pouring. And that's why we're watching everybody flip all over the place and fall down. That was Fletcher clattering into a Stockport player, and they're just even on the throw-in, just losing their edge was the Stockport player, crosses it in, EOC at home, it heads it away. Noyle moves it forward. Nice little stab by Lee. McLean able to head it, and it's going to go out for a throw-in at about the edge of the 18-yard box. Fevrier waiting for support. 83 minutes, 20 seconds. Moves it back, right-hand side, clears it all the way over.
Stockport is down a man.
Noyle. They are down a man, but they're hungry for it. Lee able to maintain it. Chips it forward. Giveaway. Bugger me. Stockport just eating up the ball right now. Fevrier, he's searching. He's got McLean and Lee on him. He draws it back. And this is Bailey, who's been everywhere since he's been in the area, and it's cleared away. Fletcher all the way over, and he just clatters into the back of his player, and he stands there. They get twisted up, and now they're having a chat. And Fletcher and Noyle, a little bit of a tap on the side of the face. Fletcher goes for the neck and then gives him the little taffy taps. Nothing in it. 5 minutes left. Rathbone man of the match just for the ground stains on the kid. A die all the way forward, 35 yards out. He's looking across the box. I think that one's too heavy. And Ogonko comes out. Easy collect. Goes to ground. Stares behind him. You got Wooten there, so he's going to wait for him to pass him. I still want to see a goal for us. I'm greedy. I want to get one more. Wooten all the way forward. Ogonko standing right in front of him. I'm going to throw it wide. McLean grabs it across the halfway line. Lots of free open space, so he's going to run it all the way forward. Is he going to go corner? No, he's going to cross. Oh, wide open, Sam Smith!
Great cross.
Had to try and get it back across the face of goal.
He's trying to head it to Fletch.
Trying to head it over into the far corner. It was one of those ones where it's tough to get enough. It's crossing your body to get any force onto it to get it low and past the die. So he tries to pick the corner. Perhaps he could have gone back to Fletcher, but I will take more of those, please. Fletcher picked up a yellow card there. I don't know if that was for delay or what that was, but moved forward. Lee all over the back, trying to hassle and put pressure on Moxon. Moxon now moved into the left-hand side of the pitch, into the center of the pitch from the left-hand side. Barney able to collect it. He pushes it forward. Smith knocks it down. Stockport able to collect it, and it's chipped out by Rathbone, and it's going to be a throw-in for Stockport, left-hand side, taken here by number 7. Still tense. We're up a man. What the hell is going on? Charlton now with 20 shots, but losing 3-0. Love it. Throw it in. We're back underway. 4 minutes plus added time. Smith knocks it down. He maintains control. Gets it to EOC. Stockport player on the ground, injured, trying to get up. Fletcher knocks it over. Slip and fall by the Stockport player over on the left-hand side, so it's there for Barney to collect. Gets it to
Barney thrown out of bounds.
Possession. And we got a free kick.
Wooten taking cheap shots.
Oh. I'm trying to hear what chant is going on in the background, and I can't. I would love to be there in full voice, losing my voice. Marriott knew that one was coming in late. Red and white army. Red and white army. I've never done that chant or chanted anything for 12, 15 minutes straight, but in that Wycombe match, that's the chant that we did for like 12, 15 minutes, just on varying degrees of excitedness. Red and white army. My favorite. I got lots of love for Marriott, and I wish he had a better set of luck this season, because he was on fire early in the year. That injury set him back. He hasn't really had the opportunity. Smith is playing too well to take him out. Would I be okay with a Marriott-Smith combination? Yeah, damn rights I would be. But at the same time, the Rodriguez-Smith combo is getting it done. Is it flashy? No. Are we lighting it up? No. But are we eking out points? Yes. So as much as I love Marriott, I just don't know how you can get that out. 88th minute, Fletcher chasing it down. That's going to roll out, and they're going to get a throw in 22 yards away from their goal. Took too long to kick it off. I'm sure they were waiting. Adai with it. Stockport moving all the way forward. Adai going to start taking some risks. You guys might be ahead of me on where I am with the stream. 88th minute. So just watch the spoilers as we get to the end of it, is where everybody's saying tired legs, and I'm sitting there watching Stockport running around trying to chase things down, and with a minute and 20 seconds to go, as they just make a mess and kick it out. Wouldn't that be nice, Deandra? Wouldn't that be amazing? Just to walk into one and have a 5-0 laugh fest. Go home feeling like we're kings of the world, but it just seems to be, it doesn't make for a good Hollywood script, I guess. McLean finally gets a ball from the ball boys who took their time getting him a ball. I love the gamesmanship when we're up as he's taking his time trying to find it in. Don't get another yellow. Throw it in time. Brunt heads it forward, collected by Stockport, and here they come, 40 seconds left before we find the added time, and it's going to be Diamond all the way over on the left-hand side. He gets past Rathbone, moves it forward, bad pass, collected by Lee, slowly Lee. I mean, surge forward, but just maintain possession. Fletcher gets wiped out, free kick, and he's not going to play the advantage, and he's going to give a yellow card. As that wasn't an accidental whoopsie, ooh, I just bumped into you sort of play by Noyle. That was I'm going to clear out Fletcher. And so, no, I would have liked to have seen the advantage play, but I guess when you're up added time, oh yeah, I just backheeled and tripped him. Barney with it, waiting for the announcement. 5 minutes of added time. Barney, 18-yard box, taking on his man towards the area, right-footed, bang. Smashes it off of his back and is collected by Wooten. As he moves it forward, but is that going to just be collected by Brunt? It is. Brunt over to McLean. McLean, can he save it in? He can. He's got Fevrier on him. We're still looking. We're not going flag. We're searching for goals. Fevrier, far post, too far. Fletcher, can he get it back? He can't. Collected by Barney over on the right-hand side. 5 yards out. Flash back in. Marriott, he can't get to it. Skips around. Can McLean get it? He can't. And here comes Stockport County again. Who scored? Jay Rodriguez opened his account. A rebound after a missed a saved penalty kick. Going to go out, and Barney lets it roll out, and we'll take the extra time as the ball boy stands there and says, who wants this ball? Sorry, I'm confused. I love it. Give that kid a prize, because that was a brilliant little bit of artwork. Oh, man, don't show me the tech end right now. I want to be in there. That's where I was sitting. Jerks. Thrown in, headed out, and we'll get another throw in. Ball's on the pitch. It's collected by Stockport. They throw it right to Barney. Ball boys don't even move. Do we put on the toque? I'm leaving the toque off. I'm leaving the toque off. Save the magic. We don't need it. We got control of this. Fletcher over to Barney. Barney to Fletcher. And offside. Adai is going to go over there and grab that to play it. Fletcher saying it's got to go back into the corner. And it does. Adai throws it down. 92 minutes. 3 minutes left coming up. Man of the match. Oh. I'm up for nominees because it's all over the place. Rodriguez for his goal. Sam Smith for busting it, although it certainly wasn't the Wycombe performance. It was out there. Rathbone, I think, is just certainly all over the place as he just advances that one forward. Fletcher into a 50-50 battle. Left foot edge just misses over to the left-hand side, and he's saying, where's the penalty? I got grabbed, I got hugged, I got mauled, I got snuggled into.
How does he still put that much on the ball?
Oh, man, by the collar. He had his hands all over me and didn't buy me drinks. Come on now.
Nice D by Barney there.
How is that not called? I'm with you. Marriott gets hauled down. No challenge there. Tries to advance it forward. Can't get it past the last defender that's there. And it's over onto the right-hand side. Stockport County, 2 minutes left. Moxon, now over on the right. Gets it to Fevre. Great tackle by McLean, and now it's Lee with it. He's got open space. He's holding onto the ball, looking for options, still holding. And wonderful. Up to Marriott. Now he's in even more open space. Over to McLean. I've got a little mascot. We'll take him and pick him up and celebrate. It gets tackled out.
I'll get 3.
Go red.
Go red.
Yeah. And then McLean gets tripped up.
Red is my favorite.
Red is.
No, he's giving some bullshit to Lee. Sorry.
Actually my favorite.
Red is.
Oh, blue's
No, blue's the bad guys. A yellow over to Rathbone?
No, it's Lee. Lee slid near a guy who flopped.
Watching this one as the replay. McLean going over there. Fevrier goes down. McLean gets wiped out. Rathbone, no, with it. Time is clicking off the clock.
I love Rathbone.
You love the referee?
I love the referee.
Okay, you're maybe the only one. That's okay. Brunt standing there. Brunt over right-hand side.
Oh, that's Spencer on there.
Ouch.
That's Spencer.
You think that guy looks like Spencer?
Yeah.
All right. Right-hand side. Stockport with it. A minute left.
Whoa. Oh.
Oh, he didn't get that ball, did he? McLean knocks it down. Matty James with it, settles it, draws it all the way back to Ogonko. He's got back pass, can't handle that. So right-footed. That's Ogonko, the yellow guy. Moves it forward. Marriott with the chase down. A die coming all the way out. He's not going to be able to play it. And he slices that one, and it goes right.
Good pressure.
Pressure. And Moxon going, what the hell? Love that. No kidding.
I love the black one. It's red.
Yeah, you like the black guy? We want red. Go Wrexham.
Red.
Red.
I really love red.
Yeah. Wrexham.
Blue's winning.
No.
No.
5 minutes. The fans are looking for the whistle. Stockport County has it. He's put the whistle to his mouth. Take it. 3 points. Put it into the points column. We're in second place again. Yes, Wycombe has a point in hand, but this was one of 2 of our really nasty matches that were coming up. Both of them at home, Stockport at home, Charlton at home, coming up later in the season. But this was it. I expected this is 2 points more than I was thinking, and so a credit to Wrexham, a credit to Parkey for getting the team ready. Well done for Rodriguez for being able to break the goose egg and open his account. Man of the match. Does it have to be Rathbone? Can it be anybody else? Whew. I mean, Twitter's going to be a light. Twitter is going to be fun to watch today. So make sure you take part in that. I can't join the conversation because I'm not on it, but I'll be on Blue Sky having a chuckle as Stockport counties are going to complain about the officiating in this one. To be fair, I think we've got all rights to be saying that there should have been 2 pens and this should be a 2-0 game. Brendan, summarize that one before we get to the stats.
Okay, 3 points, baby. That's all that needs to be said. We got that win. I think we earned it. I think we were the better team. I don't want to hear any BS about the refereeing or the calling. We deserved that. We got it. And,
Yeah, 3 points well deserved. I'll take that for sure.
I can see.
Well, the match is over.
Match is over.
Yeah, we win.
We win.
Yay!
The red guys do not win.
The red guys already won.
Oh.
We won. Okay, going to the stats. And Dave and Bryn, I'm going to connect with you guys or Brennan will at some point. We've got the match again tomorrow before anybody leaves. Like buttons down below. Thank you to the Ultimate Promotions for the sponsorship. We're going to go through the table. We're going to go through the stats. We're going to do all that, but I just want to make sure I get that out there. Altipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz. Match tomorrow, it's Pontypridd, second place, the battle for second place. I think mathematically we could still get there if Cardiff City loses all their matches and Wrexham win all of their matches. But really, this is just about pride and a continued amazing run for the women at the end. Yeah, we won. We're celebrating. Yay! Should we jump through the stats or the table? Let's do the stats first. Yeah, Brennan?
Yeah, it's up.
All right. I got to hit the refresh button on mine, and then we'll talk man of the match. But I think feel free to make your comments. But is it anybody but Rathbone?
I want one.
Game summary, 3 points. I'm dying. Swedish playoff hockey. Enjoy that, Tobias. So it's 62%, 38 points, but the XG 1.24. You remember at the half we had no open play XG. We do have it up to 0.42. So we were into it as far as compare that and contrast it to what Stockport had. 2 shots on target, 0 big chances, nothing missed. So defensively, we shut them down. They had no bite. The absence of Louis Barry is definitely apparent here. It's Miller time. Canucks take on TJ.
It's Hot Wheels. It is Hot Wheels.
It is a Hot Wheel. Thank you for that. Going through the rest of the stats here, shots on target, we've done that. Block shots, 5-0. So you consider all of the opportunities that we had, the big chances we had, the 5 block shots. I guess the only big chance that I think that maybe didn't count is they did have that one off the woodwork that was saved by Ogonkwo. That probably was pretty dangerous. Touches in the opposition box, 23-16. I use that usually as a measure more so than the XG as to who was the team that's carrying the balanced play. As normally goes, Brendan, did they really have any threats though?
Not threat-wise. I mean, Wooten had a sitter that he blew.
Fevrier had that left footer that he pushed wide over to the left-hand side that was fairly close, and then there was that flip. That was it for the 3 opportunities, right?
I got
one.
And none of those considered big. Arthur Ogonkwo, by the way, on the FOT mob. Yeah, I'm watching. On the FOT mob. Okay, I'm talking to my friends. Okay, can we wait? Chris, thank you, my friend, for the continued support to the channel. Much appreciation for that. I hope to see you more. Obviously, not just because of the support that you give, but just it's nice to have you around. Arthur Ogonkwo rated as the highest on the FOT mob rating with EOC and Lewis Brunt. So the back line getting its support there. Do you want to go talk Mama?
No, I'm so scared.
You're so scared. All right, we'll stay here for a little bit longer before we wrap up. I'll change the stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Who do you have for man of the match, Brendan? Ouch.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of good plays. Rathbone really keeps us going though. But if you said McLean or if you said one of the defenders, I'd be okay. All of them in play. Shaun had to take care of some business. I will switch over to that graphic right there. Nice full-time picture.
I'm going to have cleanup on aisle 1 as the little one while I was chatting, not paying attention, got to the pins and to the candies and has dumped them all over the floor. He was not happy that he was casted out to go and talk to Mama. Ask a question. So man of the match, I'm going to go with EOC. I'm going to go with Brunt. I'm going to go with Ogonkwo, and I'm going to go with Rathbone. It's interesting to me that the FOT mob doesn't say Rathbone, but to me, he was the most notable player that was out there. Can I spell his name? And the last one being Ogonkwo. And it's been, to Ogonkwo's credit, a clean sheet here. It's been a while since I've suggested Ogonkwo as a man of the match. Jason, thank you so much, my friend. And we do have to go for drinks in short order. Pitching up, and you made a comment there, and I missed it. Great result as the song goes. We're going for a promotion. All good. It was already said by somebody earlier in the chat, and I missed highlighting it there. And I think it was Bryn that said, love the community. And really, this is what I do. Like, this is I want it to continue to grow. I want everybody to come and enjoy this because we continue to grow just a fun little community and it's a good time. The support for Wrexham, but going over there and chatting to people about the Red Horde, that was the message that I delivered is we largely go through, the stress and the heartache and the torture and the pain and the glory and the bliss of celebrating with Wrexham. But it's become more than that as we get to know personalities and we share humor and love and loss and stories and all that sort of stuff. So it's been glorious to be a part of. I assume we've got the table up now after the.
Oh yeah, it's sitting there in all its glory.
In all of its glory, table League One, and so let me bring this up. 3 points clear, 6 should be the goal differential, and it is. So I don't know if we're going to be able to make up 6 goals here with 8 games left, but this is exactly where you want to be. Yes, Wycombe still controls their destiny, but man, they've got themselves a run, and so this makes the next stretch even more important. Charlton ended up getting pumped today, 3-0 full time by Posh, Posh finding it late. I mean, I guess if you're going to find it late is probably the time to do it. They're sitting in 15th. Do they have the opportunity to make a run? I'd say it's too late. They've only played 37, so they've still got 9 games left. Or have they just not counted? No, they counted the game today. I mean, sitting at 45 points, can they sneak into? That's 15 points. No, it's not happening. They're not making that difference up. Not making that difference up. Their season's over. But they've probably, with that, eliminated the opportunity of potentially Burton or those teams moving forward. Stockport County, as a consequence, they're now 38 games. They're a game behind Wycombe, and they're sitting now a massive 9 points back from the auto promotions. That's a void. That's a gulf. They've got to win 3 more than we're going to lose going through the rest of the season. I think that it's safe to say that may be too difficult to overcome, especially because they don't have a 6-pointer with us. I'll say Charlton, who's only got 1 extra point, that one really hurts for them. They're now 8 points back. The difference for Charlton is they do have that game against us. And in a 6-pointer, that's probably keeps them in it. But I think we're down to 3 teams and really 2 chasing this thing down. Charlton's still the question mark. And if we go back to, do you have that graphic of the run-in that was put together by Wrexham Dave?
One sec. Big show.
I mean, I don't. The good news, and I don't want to count chickens because we've had the away form has been better, but we certainly have question marks still. We haven't been scoring a lot. We haven't been crushing any team, and in games where we played lower tier teams that you think we have control, our creativity necessarily hasn't got us to where we want to be all the time. It seems to be that whether it's a great team or a lower team in the table, that we eke out 1-0, 2-1, 1-1 results. But when you look at this, the remaining games of the season, and you go through it for Wycombe, they've got Lincoln City, still a mid-table team, Shrewsbury, who's at the bottom, but then after that, those 2 games, that's just that's scary. 55 plus points all the way through, teams in the playoff hunt: Reading, Huddersfield, Stevenage, Bolton, Charlton, Leighton, Stockport. That's a gauntlet. In contrast, we have 1 more left against a team that's in the playoff spot. Charlton is our second last game of the season, and that one being at home. The remainder of our games are teams that are below 45 points. Exeter, Cambridge, Burton, Wigan, Bristol. I guess Blackpool and Lincoln City at the end of the season a little bit harder. If we can control our destiny over the next 2, 4, 5 games, put together a solid run here, I think we go a long way to securing our position, maybe even before the last 3 games and setting things up. Team record for most 1-0 wins in the season. Woody, is it actually, or are you just throwing that one out there? I'm curious if somebody has the result of most 1-0 wins in the season. Wycombe ain't winning every game on the run out. It's not happening. And that's exactly where I'm at with it. Bolton, Reading, and Leighton have a shot at the playoffs, but I don't think anybody else does. Wonderful fingertip save over the bar, worthy a man of the match. And I can see that argument there from Woody throwing that one out there. So tomorrow, the women go. Deandra not going to be able to do it, as I understand it, right? Brendan's going to be there. And I think we're going to talk to Dave and to Bryn and see if they're interested in sharing that one and multitasking it. So if you want to meet more of the community, tomorrow may be an excellent opportunity, because we may have a whole host of people giving their feedback and talking Wrexham women. And as they take on, it's not Pontypridd, it's Britton Ferry, the second place team in the battle for second. Whew, that was a lot of talk. Brandon, what's your thoughts going forward? Oh, and to finish my thoughts, if we've got that graphic up there of the Charlton, they've got a massive match now against Huddersfield at home next week. And I say that because after that game, they have a little bit of a softer schedule with Mansfield, Lincoln City, Cambridge, and Northampton before they get into, like, they have us and Wycombe back-to-back away. And so if they're wanting to preserve their season, I would suggest that they're going to have to take that game against Huddersfield, because if they don't, they're going to be sitting at 66 points with only 6-7 games left. And Wrexham and Wycombe likely going to be, we're already 8 points clear. If we're able to secure points, we could be double-digit clear on a go forward. So massive match against Huddersfield, and a massive match for Huddersfield as well, sitting at 6th place, their season sort of collapsing around them. That Charles Dion, maybe the worst signing ever. Lots of people calling it, if you haven't seen this, lots of Bolton fans calling him Agent Dion, because since he's been gone, they've climbed up the ladder. They have the opportunity to overtake Huddersfield, get paid for giving off the player who helps Bolton secure their playoff spot. So today tastes good. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. There's still lots of football to be played and lots of time, but how could you sit at this and not look good? Brandon, wrap things up as far as you look at this match, the run-in, the teams that we got to worry about, and what we look forward to on the go forward.
Yeah, I mean, these were big games, right? When against teams that you were concerned about taking your automatic position, we did what we needed to do. We can't let this, get to our heads and then take other teams easy. We got to bring the same effort. If we bring the same effort against these lower level teams that don't have anything to play for, then we should win by multiple goals, and then we should be able to close any goal difference that are in play. Again, like you said, I don't know that Wycombe's really going to be in this. I mean, it's a lot to ask for them to keep pace with us points wise, considering how hard their schedule is compared to ours. Sorry.
It should
so
be.
Yeah, I think we're in very good position. We have to get it done. We have enough guys where we're in a good position. We don't have any card issues to worry about. We don't have so many injuries that we can't put out really excellent teams. So yeah, we're in the driver's seat. We just got to get it done.
I love this from Dave and Bryn. I'm sure echoes this tomorrow. Join in as I try not to make a fool of myself.
That's exactly why we're adding you, Dave.
Yeah, that's we're hoping. No, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to, but we have this result, this outcome, and with against a rival team at the top, against Stockport, with Charlton losing to Peterborough. Wycombe's now compressed their games together, right? Because they've had that game missed. It's a good day. This is about as good as it can get with 9 games left, or 8 games left in the season. Next weekend, so tomorrow, Britton Ferry, Dave going to be there. Bryn, hopefully. I don't know if I can. Brandon will be around. We'll see how it goes. The next matches for us, there is a Thursday game. Keep an eye out for that one if you're interested, just to follow. It's not really important to Wrexham, Leyton Orient and Stevenage. But then we've got a problem here, Brendan, with next weekend, because we've got Exeter City on the road at 8 o'clock in the morning, but there's 2 games at 5:30 that are really important. Charlton, Huddersfield, and Stockport against Burton. We'll talk about a neutral and whether we do that again or not. But for us, Bolton's got Blackpool on Saturday, and that's pretty much the run-in. Wycombe's got Lincoln City, and so there will be lots of matches to keep an eye on. And then we'd have to talk about Tuesday, the following on April 1st, because we've got Cambridge United on that one. Wycombe's got Shrewsbury, but there's going to be enough matches here coming up hot and heavy where there's going to be teams that are playing at times when we're interested, i.e. the following Saturday, Wycombe versus Reading. At the same time, we play Burton. And then you've got the follow-up games that happen at 7 o'clock in the morning, including Huddersfield, Bolton, Charlton, who are all going to run. This could be some extended watch-along time if we're not careful. And maybe a good time to bring Dave in. And if Brendan, you can't do it, I can always do some production stuff, but we'll figure it out. It'll be the Statler and Waldorf Muppet Show tomorrow. Join in tomorrow. Watch the women, and then the following match. This is away in Britain Ferry. The following match next week for the women is going to be at the racecourse. So always a special game to have that happen. Next 3 games, huge. 2 games away, 1 at home. It's going to be, man. Could it have gone better, Brendan?
No. I mean, all the pissing and moaning we did, after the new year where they really weren't hitting on all cylinders, and they won all these clutch ones when they needed to so far, that coming down the stretch here. So,
I mean, the only thing that if you really, really wanted to force your way to be pessimistic and negative about this thing is you could sit there and look at that Reading game and say, man, could you imagine if we took those points?
Yeah. I mean, it would have been good. Reading was playing hard. They're not a bad team. Like I think I remember saying before that game, like Reading away at Reading, they're a better team. They play really good against some of the top tier teams. Losing to them away does not mean you blew it. It just means they got you that day. And I think that's what happened. So I wasn't as bothered by that, but I hear you. Would have been nice.
Yeah, I mean, to have 6 points up, even with a game to Wycombe to catch up, would have been nutty. But as it sits, 74 points. I don't want to look ahead. I don't want to look ahead. But I can't help but to admit that I've been also looking at, to be fair, both League Two and Championship standings to find out who's potentially moving in the stuff around us. And I haven't checked the results today in the Championship. Plymouth Argyle losing to Derby, because that was a big one. I want Derby County to be in because I just see that as a massive game. But here's the challenge:
might have peaked at that too, but please don't start talking about championship potential matchups. Let's get a full even with Wycombe on games and us be at least 6 points ahead before you start that stuff.
Okay, I'll bite my tongue. I'll just say this: I want Cardiff City to still stay up.
Yeah, I was hoping for that as well. I want them to stay up in the championship if we're going to be there. I hear you.
If we're going to be there, and I don't want to play them next year in League One. I want them to be up in the championship with Swansea and have a run.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing that I wanted to talk about that I didn't want to forget. Sorry for clapping and blowing anybody's headsets and speakers. Not having a good day out there as a little one. Eat More Chips podcast. I still don't know if it's going to be live tomorrow. It's up to be set up as a live. I should have. I've been messaging Techie with all the details, and I've got to reach out to him now on WhatsApp through my Twitter account, which is banned and suspended, and I'm not looking to get it back. I don't care to worry about what Elon Musk has. So maybe to the detriment to the growth of the channel, but I don't care. Dave's going to be posting on Discord this week his take on where we've come and where we're headed. So let's get the Discord chat out there, because that's probably the best way to get in contact with me. But I'll connect with Dave and Bryn about that on the weekend or tonight. Hi, bud. And I got to connect with Matt Allen, with Welsh Techie. Oh, did you get bonked on the head? Yeah. So I'm going to put the link here for Discord so that you guys have it. why don't you come up over here so we can say bye-byes and get ready for next week? Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah, I want to come too.
You want to come too?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about next time we go to England and Wales? Do you want to come to Wrexham with Dada?
Yeah.
Yeah? You want to go watch football live?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch the red team play?
Huh.
Okay, that's good. That's a good plan. We'll tell Mama. All right, we've got a plan. Brendan, if we're going to wrap this thing up, we've talked about the run-in. We've talked about the women playing tomorrow. We know that Dave and Bryn are going to be there. We know that next week you and I will connect about whether we want to do any neutrals and how that looks with your schedule and how busy you are and whether I can pick that up because I've got a little bit of time over the next week or two that I might be able to squeeze in a couple of myself if it's me on the production so we can alleviate that sort of stuff. And if you need anything, let's connect. For everybody that was a part of this, like buttons down below. An outstanding, exceptional, amazing day. Keep an eye out for Eat More Chips, and I will post on YouTube when I get the details so that they have those available, as well as the Discord, which you have the link that's sitting there right there, so that you can take part and watch that one as they celebrate their 100th episode. An amazing day. Charlton loses maybe unexpectedly to Posh. We take 3 points, which at least unexpected to me, although hopeful. I thought it was going to be a 1-1 draw. I will take all 3 points. Very happy to do so. And we have set ourselves up with a run-in that we can achieve a goal. Don't let me down. There are going to be a couple of games that come where we scratch our heads. I know that's happening, but I think that that's going to be consistent for everybody in the league. So I'm hoping that we can do enough. It's looking great. The chat was better than the match today. Not the outcome, but maybe what you ended up seeing. Shaun went to the Wrexham and attended a game at the Stoke Chaos. I did so. Was there somebody who commented about that? And I promise I'm not going to look at any championship stuff. So, any last thoughts from you, Brendan?
No. See you all tomorrow. It'll be a crazy fun time as usual. And yeah, up the town. Up the town. Thanks, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, and hope to see you tomorrow. And say bye-bye. You're fixing this. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.